Sideline for high school football, a Beaver County radio tradition for the last 77 years. 2025 Beaver County radio football coverage is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio. 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM and AM 1460 WMBA, Beaver County Radio Digital Media, and beavercountyradio.com. Now let's head out to the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth for coverage of tonight's game.
And welcome. I'm Robert Mangino along with Mike Azadi and Tank Latham on the sideline, and we are at week 0. You know, it was 10 years ago, 2016, when the PIAA first said you can have a week 0 game. Up to that point, it was all about the scrimmages, and in that first season, it was about a 50-50 split. Teams deciding to go with a second scrimmage, others saying, you know what, we'll take that game. And then 5 years later, about 19 teams in the WPIAL decided to schedule a week 0 game, and this year, it's only 8 of those teams that are scheduling scrimmages, 2 of them from our region. Aliquippa is one, Mike, and the other one is West Allegheny. Tonight's week 0 game is the battle of the 15010 Beaver Falls and Blackhawk. 2A school hosting a 4A school. And initially you think, oh my goodness, this is going to be a real big mismatch. But this has the potential of being a very competitive game.
Well, number one, this is a huge rivalry. Let's just be honest. Beaver Falls people feel slighted by Blackhawk people because Blackhawk years and years ago left and created their own school district. So there's that animosity. It's always a rivalry. And a lot of years it was Beaver Falls dominating it. Now the last few years, Blackhawk has gotten better, and they had the better of it last year up at Blackhawk. But this has been a week 1-0 game for a while now, and we traditionally cover it the last handful of years since I've been here, week 0.
And we are at the beginning of the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booths, Fisher, New Brighton, Foodland pregame show. Coming up in a moment, we'll talk to Tank Latham and get some insights that he's been able to gather by talking to both head coaches, both Jake Wickline of Blackhawk and Jim Mooney of Beaver Falls. Both of these coaches, second-year coaches, and both of them taking over, and it was a really difficult time. First over at Blackhawk, they went through a couple of coaches in a couple of years, and they lost their head coach just weeks before the start of the season to give Jake Wickline the opportunity to step in and try to make his mark.
You know, Jake's a football guy through and through. He's real serious about this. He's trying to change the culture, get them back to being more competitive, being a team that's knocking on the door or making the playoffs, and he's a pretty serious guy. On the other side, Jim Mooney, when he took this over, I talked to him last year, he basically said he thought this would be better. They didn't realize that losing 20-some seniors and some juniors not coming back and only having 3 seniors last year, only a handful of juniors, and they not being the main guys, and almost 90% of the team that was playing was sophomores and freshmen, he didn't realize it would be as tough as it was. He wanted to win last year. It was tough for him to lose, but he realized he had to try to build, but it was tough on him.
And it was really difficult, too, because all respect to Coach Mooney, he had never been a head coach before.
Right.
He admits he's never been a coordinator before on either side of the ball. He got a brand-new defensive coordinator, lost his offensive coordinator before the season started. I mean, he had everything against him to get this season started. But one of the things that he says that he appreciates so much, that even with the season that ultimately went winless, he had the support of the people of the community of Beaver Falls.
And I think the people of Beaver Falls realized they had championship runs. They made the championship game how many years in a row? They had great coaching, great kids, a lot of talent going to different colleges, superstar teams, and then everybody the cupboard completely went bare. And then the coaches left too. There's reasons why coaches leave after winning championships, whether they have family, whatever it is, but they realized it was going to be tough times. And then Jim told me, he said, look, I always thought about being a head coach. When they asked me to consider it, I thought about it. I knew it would be tough. I didn't think it would be as tough, but I'm in this for the long haul, which I give him credit for. And he had support from the kids, too, and he really likes the group of kids he has.
And they are very young, like you alluded to a moment ago. They only have 4 seniors that have played on this team all 4 years.
Yep.
So they are very young, but one of the things that we were reminded of last year is that when these kids were playing in the junior high level, they dominated.
Yes, they did.
So there's a lot of hope and a lot of optimism for this team as they get ready for Blackhawk tonight.
And we saw some flashes last year. Didn't do so well most of the year, had some really tough losses. We saw them against New Brighton. It was a competitive game for a while, but then when you don't have the numbers and you have so much inexperience, it catches up to you in the second and in the fourth quarter. Younger kids against older kids, they can hold their own for a while, but it's tough to expect that for 4 straight quarters. Hopefully these kids are conditioned better. He's got a good group. It looks like they're a little bigger than they were last year on the line. And for their sake, let's hope they're a little more competitive this year, too.
We will be previewing Blackhawk, the Cougars. They are a young team. They had some key graduates from last year, but they have reasons to be optimistic this year, but they're playing in a very difficult 4A Parkway Conference that being able to break 4th place is going to be a tremendous challenge. We'll get to that. We'll talk to Tank Latham on the sideline. It's all coming up next on the Fishers New Brighton Foodland pregame show from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth at Reeves Field on Beaver County Radio.
Summer's winding down, but the deals at Fishers Foodland will get you wound up. Open 7 days a week, Fishers Foodland in New Brighton is sure to provide all of your summertime essentials at an affordable price. From specials on produce, dairy, beverages, household products, and more. You won't sweat these prices at Fishers. Don't want to put a pause on your poolside fun? Order your groceries online at shop.grocerystorenewbrighton.com. Fishers Foodland in New Brighton, your reliable neighborhood grocery store. Searching for a sleek new ride without breaking the bank this summer? All Access Automotive next to the YMCA has you covered. With reliable service, easy financing, and an extensive list of inventory, All Access Automotive has become the premier spot in Beaver County to find your car of the future. Looking to trade in your current vehicle? All Access will give you a fair trade-in value. Browse the eye-catching All Access lot Monday through Saturday and talk to an All Access representative and learn more today. All Access Automotive, where reliability and transparency come before anything else.
Are you looking for a cigar, tobacco, vape, and roll your own supply store in Beaver County? Visit Vape and Roll With It at 751 Merchant Street, Ambridge to shop for a variety of the best cigars in the walk-in humidor. They also sell vape juice, disposable vapes, glass, and CBD. You can also view several of their in-store promotions by following Vape and Roll With It on Facebook and Instagram. Visit vapeandrollwithit.com for more information. Don't worry about prices or stress, just roll with it. Open 7 days a week on Merchant Street in Ambridge. That's Vape and Roll With It.
Has your smile recently been intercepted by a bad cavity, stains, or damage that's been driving you crazy? Don't worry. Dr. Timothy Lip in Lip Dentistry is the Hail Mary your teeth have been needing. Located in Beaver Falls and Robinson Township, Lip Dentistry has been a trusted business for families in the greater Pittsburgh area to touch down at for over 2 decades. Make sure to rush over to lipdentistry.com and register for an appointment today and get 25% off your first cleaning. Don't fumble the opportunity to make Lip Dentistry your office of the future and make an appointment today.
When you talk about community involvement and safety, the name Fry stands at the forefront in Beaver County. Fry Transportation's mission is to continue to raise the bar as the gold standard in their industry by providing the safest, most reliable, and cost-efficient transportation service in Beaver County through their strong relationships with their communities, best-in-their-class drivers, equipment, and technology. There's nothing more important than the safety of their students, employees, and community members. Fry Transportation, where the quality of their organization is characterized by the makeup of the individual behind the wheel.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Aliquippa program. Now in its 4th year, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. Drug-Free Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
A lot has changed since 1885. That's when my great-grandfather, William Andrew Hartzell, opened the doors to our family-owned and operated funeral home. This is William F. Rick Murphy from the William Murphy Funeral Home Incorporated in Rochester. Together with my son, Brian C. Murphy, we represent a business that is now flourishing into its 5th generation. Throughout that time, we've had the pleasure of experiencing many of local memories that have made Rochester and the surrounding area so great. I'll bet many of you can easily recall the H.C. Fry Glassworks, Barnett's Bootery, or even Kaufman's Department Store with its massive double-decker parking lot.
To put things in perspective, my family was already serving others at their time of need before the automobile had even been invented and the aforementioned businesses started and ended. Our commitment to serve our community with dignity and compassion has allowed the William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. to preserve a business legacy that spans nearly 140 years, and we're still here. To contact us, visit our website at William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. or call 724-775-0309.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's. I'm loving it.
The Fish's New Brighton Food pregame show continues on Beaver County Radio. We are live at Reeves Field, 17 minutes and 20 seconds from kickoff. Mike Azadian with me. I'm Robert Mangino. Tank Latham on the sideline. We'll get the Tank coming up in a moment. But first, let's talk a little bit about the Blackhawk Cougars. Last year, they went 1-4 in the Parkway, 4-6 overall, 1-4 in the Parkway. This conference is such a struggle for any team, considering what they're facing when you have an Aliquippa, you have Montour and West Allegheny, and then Newcastle is resurging as well. Ambridge, it's really difficult to be able to have a winning record in this conference right now.
It is, and it has been this way the last few years. Hopewell is another one,
yes.
And they're supposed to be really good. They're ranked top 5 in the WPL right now in certain publications. Well, it's going to be hard, and you have to be able to have great skill players on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. You have to have a good line, and you have to win the close games, and you have to win the games. You know, you have to beat the Newcastles. You have to beat the Ambridges. If you want to make the playoffs, you got to win those games. And you kind of already, you hate to say it, but you kind of figure the Montour, the Aliquippa, the West A, those will be the teams that will probably be ahead of you unless one of them has a bad year. Mm-hmm. But for Blackhawk, their main thing is they have lost so many skilled players over the last 3 or 4 years, and they have injuries, and they lose guys on the line, and their numbers have gone down because so many kids go to other sports. Their football program has not been what it was in the last 10 years.
Stephen Canale last year passed for nearly 1,500 yards, 17 touchdowns. He graduates, and now it's they're looking at a sophomore to come in and take over. Jack Chevalier. He just 6'1", 185. He only threw a couple of passes last year because Stephen was just so prolific and was able to stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's awfully young for a quarterback in this conference.
It is, and, you know, Blackhawk has had a lot of great quarterbacks over their history. Canale was pretty good, but the surrounding cast around him, he couldn't keep him protected. They were playing against good teams. We don't know what this kid will bring. You know, it's new. It's a new fall. Will this kid ascend and be the next best quarterback at Blackhawk? And then what are the running backs? What are the receivers? What's everybody going to be like around him? And what will their defense be like? They're going to have to all step up if they want to compete in the Parkway, though. You make that point.
The skill players, Jamison Feely, last year he was all conference, both sides of the ball, tight end and a defensive line. He's described by his head coach as the Swiss Army knife. Just put him anywhere on the field on offense, and he's going to produce for you. They're really going to need a big year out of Braden McCarthy. Last year, Braden averaged about 7-1 per carry, got 16 touchdowns. They're going to need to lean really heavy on him if they're going to expect Jack Chevalier to be able to have any time passing the ball.
There's no doubt about that. Having a good tight end, as you mentioned, tight end, defensive end, that's a good presence on the line. You need him not only, but you're missing guys like the Heckathorns and the Campagnas. And then some of those guys got injured, and that really hurt them too. So you not only need those skill players to step up, the guys you're counting on, but you have to keep them healthy. And the the last 3 or 4 years, they have not had good health with their skill players.
And one of the things that may make a difference, they are expecting to be returning 4 linemen that played for them last year, either starters or got considerable time. That may mean a lot when it comes to McCarthy running the ball and Chevalier being able to have time to drop back and pass. Last year, Jake Wickline was quoted as saying he didn't even know how to get in the building. This year, it's a completely different approach for him, and he brings that hard-nosed football background.
Yes,
it wasn't
he does.
all that long ago. He used to play, played at Slippery Rock, was great over at Riverside, all-time numbers at Riverside. He's bringing a new mentality of playing football at Blackhawk.
Yeah, he is. And I know last year we tried to talk to him, tried to get him on the coach's corner, and he said, listen, I really want to concentrate on my team and my program this year. I really am worried about those kids and building them up. He goes, how about next year? And I said, okay. And I respected it. He had a lot on his plate, and you know what? I give him credit for focusing on the kids, trying to change the cultures, because a lot of coaches will go in there and say they're going to change the culture, but they never really do. And if he's trying to change the culture, trying to improve things, and if he's in this for the long haul, I give the man credit, and I wish him success. We'll
be checking in with Tank Latham throughout the game with the Lisa Latham team brokered by eXp Realty Sideline Report. Tank, you had an opportunity to talk to Coach Wickline. What did you get from that conversation?
Yeah, I talked with Coach Wickline. I was asking him how the offseason went and what were some of the good things that came out of it. And he said one thing: team bonding. The team is definitely gelled together. And one thing I physically have noticed, I remember last year, it was like when you watched the offensive line and defensive line, it was a lot of, you couldn't really tell the difference between all the offense and defensive linemen. They're all the same. But this year, they definitely got some size. It looks like they hit the weight room pretty hard this year. I asked him what were some of the team goals this year, and he basically said win as one, building that team around there. And also I asked him who to watch out for, and he said Agent Zero. Make sure we watch out for McCarthy right there.
We will be calling out his number, I am sure, all night long. They haven't had a really big run in the WPIAL going all the way back to the early 90s, from like 91 to 96. There's a lot of hope in Blackhawk that could be a beginnings of this. We'll take a little break, and we'll come back on Beaver County Radio.
Are you looking for a cigar, tobacco, vape, and roll your own supply store in Beaver County? Visit Vape and Roll With It at 751 Merchant Street, Ambridge, to shop for a variety of the best cigars in the walk-in humidor. They also sell vape juice, disposable vapes, glass, and CBD. You can also view several of their in-store promotions by following Vape and Roll With It on Facebook and Instagram. Visit vapeandrollwithit.com for more information. Don't worry about prices or stress, just roll with it. Open 7 days a week on Merchant Street in Ambridge. That's Vape and Roll With It.
Want to make football season better than ever this year? Plan now to join your friends at the Hangar in Moon Township, the place where good times and great food meet. Watch your favorite sporting event on one of their 18 big screen TVs while you enjoy their famous wings, beer battered fish, pizza, or Taco Tuesdays indoors or on the outdoor patio. Check out their award-winning menu online for lunch, dinner, or a special night out. This football season, hang out with your friends at the Hangar, the best kept secret in Moon Township at 500 Flaherty Run Road.
Falling in love is one thing. Having anxiety about falling is a whole different subject. If you or a family member are concerned about falling, and yes, either up or down the stairs, or maybe even out of bed, St. Barnabas has a special message and some ideas just for you. Years of experience in working with people who are prone to falls has given St. Barnabas special expertise in this area. Call them at 724-443-0700 and learn about ways that you can begin to feel more confident and safe, including suggestions that you can implement right now into your daily routine. Call St. Barnabas at 724-443-0700. For many years now, St. Barnabas has been helping people fall, in love that is, with their new, better life, a longer life, a risk-free life. Call St. Barnabas now at 724-443-0700 or visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com and learn more about living longer and better.
One of the greatest honors a person can receive is to be gathered with their people at the time of their passing. Even biblical authors, when they wanted to explain what it meant to have lived a great, prosperous, and meaningful life, spoke of the individual as having lived a long time and being gathered with friends and relatives near as they closed out their twilight years. Being gathered together with loved ones is something that the J&J Spratt Funeral Home takes very seriously as well. The comfort both given and received cannot be underestimated. J&J Spratt Funeral Home also knows that the honor shown to a loved one at their time of need in this manner is still the right thing to do today. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has been gathering together with area families for 4 generations and looks forward to honoring future residents deserving of being gathered together with friends and family. Click jjspratfh.com.
What if you could meet the future you? The one with the degree, the dream job, the confidence. This fall at Community College of Beaver County, step up to the mirror and see what's possible. Whether you're fresh out of high school, changing careers, or returning to finish what you started, every class and campus experience brings you closer to who you're meant to be. See your future. Start it here at CCBC. Visit ccbc.edu/fall25.
You're tuned in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio.
Welcome back. I'm Robert Mangino along with Mike Azadian in the booth. Tank Latham on the sideline. We're at Reeves Field in Beaver Falls getting ready for Beaver Falls hosting the Blackhawk Cougars. We just talked about Blackhawk. Want to get to Beaver Falls now. Once again, Coach Mooney, second year. Last year, just absolutely winless. Average margin of defeat was 30 points. And it's difficult with pros to convince them that there's a next year to be playing for. I'm guessing it's even harder when we're talking about high school kids. All right, listen, it's going to hurt this year. It's going to be bad, but keep on coming out to play, and we'll get them next year.
It's hard if it's a coach that's been there over the years, but if it's a new coach, the new coach can hopefully get freshmen and sophomores and get their parents involved and get them to get in the weight room and get them to be dedicated and say, look, what your older brothers and what your uncles and your cousins and what they accomplished over all these years at Beaver Falls and the proud tradition, don't you want to be a part of that too? And then you can get them to work hard. And let's have one off year and let's build. Then you can get them to work on it. But it's hard if you got a group of juniors and seniors that have lost. So it's, I think, easier to turn around with younger kids. And I think that's where Jim Mooney has an advantage. He's working with younger kids that played last year. They've got some experience, and they just have to not want to lose. You have to get some leadership in that locker room, and kids have got to make it a point to be at the extra practice, to be at the weightlifting, and to follow what the coach is putting down.
There are 4 seniors on this team that have played for 4 years.
Yep.
3 of them especially, they're going to lean very heavily on. Kenny Drool at wide receiver, he's a senior. Another one is Christian Dawkins, tailback. And then Jacob Jesseman, who's going to be anchoring the line at center, big guy, 300 pounds. He's been impressive in the couple of years that I've been with you broadcasting these games. They're really going to need that kind of leadership to be able to show the younger guys how to win games, how to play well enough to be able to be competitive in all their games this season.
And that's what the coach has to do. He has got to get to those guys and say, look, you guys are our top. You guys are our seniors. You've been here the longest. You guys have been on championship teams. You've seen it come down again. You get to be a part of trying to build this tradition up and keeping your head up high, leaving this school. We may not win a championship this year, but we can get this program back to that level with your help. Will you help me? If he's done that the right way and he gets those seniors, then those kids will get the juniors and those kids will keep working with others. That's what you have to have. You can't have a locker room of followers. You have to have leaders, and then the other kids have to follow them.
Austin Campbell played last year, decided not to return this year, so the quarterback position, Xavier Clark, he too is a sophomore, but Coach Mooney is saying some pretty good things about him too and his leadership.
And sometimes kids, you mentioned the sophomore from Blackhawk, sometimes kids are sophomores, but they're really seniors in mentality. They're older than what they are, or they're very good athletes. Most quarterbacks are good athletes, so a lot of it you're not going to know until they get under the lights here, Robert, and that's part of it. You see some things in training camp enough to know that that's what you want to, who you want to start, but until they get under the lights, what do you really have?
6 seniors and juniors will be starting on offense for Coach Mooney, and then on defense you're looking at 3 seniors and 5 juniors, a couple of sophomores and a freshman on the defensive side. We'll see how well Coach Mooney's team is able to come out this evening and get this thing started. First, though, we check in with Tank Latham. He's on the sideline. He had an opportunity to talk to Coach Mooney. And, Tank, what did you find out?
Yeah, I asked Coach Mooney, same batch of questions, basically. I asked him, what about the offseason was a good thing to stand out? He said the weight room, the dedication they had this year was unprecedented. They all came out. They merged as one whole team as well. They were one word he said was dedicated. They came dedicated. Their main goal this year is just to win games, and the overall goal is to make the playoffs. The players he said we should keep an eye out on is Kenny Jewell, number 6, Christian Dawkins, number 9, and big number 77, Jacob Jessamine. And I'll tell you what, he looked pretty good down here in the preseason workouts. And it seemed like Beaver Falls kids over here had a chip on their shoulder. They had something to prove tonight, so it should be interesting tonight for sure.
Yeah, Jessamine, thanks a lot, Tank. Jessamine is 300 pounds. And there are some kids that are playing 300 pounds, and they're just carrying a little too much weight for them. But he is a solid, strong, dominating 300 pounds. He has been for the past couple of seasons as well for Beaver Falls. And I think Beaver Falls is going to have a little bit of an easier time in the 2A MAC than Blackhawk is going to have in the 4A.
I agree with
Mohawk is expected to run away with the MAC.
I agree with that. To be honest with you, coming into this, I cannot agree with that any stronger. I mean, when you have first address the 300-pound kid, Blackhawk doesn't have anybody on the line that is that big. They're talking, well, they do have one kid at 330, but most of their guys 230, 250. So that could be an advantage for Beaver Falls. And then, I forgot the second part. It's early in the year for me, too. Oh, one thing I did want to bring up. You mentioned Blackhawk. Under Zach Hayward in 2019, they were 10-2, and then Hayward they were in 2020 7-5. The last 5 years, 2-6, 2-8, 4-7, 1-9, and 4-6. They have won 13 games in 5 years, so they are at an all-time low for a long time in their program.
Kickoff is coming up in 60 seconds. You're listening to the Fisher's New Brighton Foodland pregame show on Beaver County Radio.
If the black and gold can get a new quarterback every year, maybe you can switch teams too. This is Coach Andy Dangle from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. I'm looking for new free agents, or should I say, members. Our membership is open to many organizations and groups throughout the county. Join my team at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Details and applications are available now. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Patriot Home Care is now hiring caregivers. Are you a caring and compassionate individual looking for a reliable income with benefits? Then call Patriot Home Care today. Benefits include health insurance, life insurance, paid vacation after 1 year, and 1.5 times hourly pay for overtime plus holiday hours. Patriot Home Care employees provide personal care, conversation and companionship, medication reminders, light housekeeping and laundry, meal preparation, and errands. Start your career in home care today and call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or apply online at patriothomecare.org.
Thank you for tuning in to the Fisher's New Brighton Foodland pregame show on Beaver County Radio. Broadcasting live from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. Coming up, we'll take a look at scores from around the Beaver Valley and a lot of big games that are being played. A couple of schools that are not playing today. They're doing their second scrimmage of the season. We're looking at Aliquippa and West Allegheny. But as other scores come through, we'll be checking the Fried Transportation Update Desk and getting you all of those scores. Blackhawk won the toss. They elected to receive. They are playing left to right as they are returning the kick that was made out to about the 28-yard line, picked up at the 22, out over the 30, 35, 40, hit, still running, still spinning, all the way out to the 47-yard line. What a great return on that short kickoff.
Yeah, it was short, and just kept fighting hard, working hard, and Beaver Falls didn't do a great job of tackling. I'd say after he got the ball, probably went about 20 yards, 25 yards, put the ball up at about the 28-yard line.
Yeah,
so they start off a great field position.
Really great field position, and what a perfect night to be out here watching a football game. The sun is setting. Most of the field is in the shadows of the press box, and Chevalier back to pass, swing pass out to Braden McCarthy, able to pick up a yard, maybe two, to the 49-yard line, setting up a second down.
And that was sniffed out pretty well by the defense. The defensive backs shed their blocks, as did a few linebackers, and met him at the line. They only gained about one, so good defense on the first snap for Beaver Falls.
Second and long from the 49-yard line, ball on the near hash mark, once again going from left to right. Chevalier looking over to the sideline, trying to get the play. They're set up in a wide and wide, one to each side, tight end Jamison Feely on the right side, bookended by another back on the left side. Shotgun formation, and the referees call that there's a timeout. Beaver Falls taking their first timeout of the game.
Interesting. Well, you only have so many timeouts to use. In this game, being that it's a week 0 game, it counts in the standings, obviously, but it's not going to be a game that counts as a section game. If you see things that are wrong early on, you got to correct them. You don't want kids getting into bad habits in the first series of the first game.
That's a fantastic point. Normally you would think in a week 0 game, just let them play a little bit, see how things are going. But Coach Mooney must have seen something that was really concerning, considering that tight formation. They just didn't have the right personnel in there or something. All right, so now Blackhawk, the Cougars, back out on the field. Same formation that we just talked about, but a double tight end on the far side. Once again, going left to right, ball at the 49-yard line, near hash mark, shotgun formation, hands it off, has it over the left side, and is able to pick up a couple of yards out to the 48-yard line of Beaver Falls, third and long.
That's a play that most teams you see on first down, and you try to establish the run. They tried to change things up and tried pass first, but not a bad run for second down, but now third and long, and we'll see what they come up with.
This time they empty the backfield, 5 wide, 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side. They're all stacked up. Chevalier back to pass, has it, got a man at the 45-yard line, couple of yards. He's able to get forward.
Yes.
Are they going to give him the first? It looks like it, out to the 42.
When you get 5 wide like that, now everybody's in single coverage, and all you really need to do is have one guy be open for a split second, and that's what they did. They did that. Let's throw a 3-yard out and let him gain the next 2 yards. So they didn't play press coverage against him.
Chevalier once again, shotgun formation. McCarthy on his hip, throws it out to the wide side, and incomplete. Flag on the play. It looks like motion against the Cougars.
Yeah, a little bit too fast. And these are going to be the things you see in a week 0 game. Again, you can play against each other all you want. You have your one scrimmage last week, but again, kids are excited. They're amped up. Big crowd from Blackhawk over there. They packed the stands, and pretty big crowd over here for Beaver Falls as well.
Interesting, too, that they were willing to go in the air with the sophomore quarterback. Last year, just a couple of attempts the entire season long. He already has his first, actually 2 so far. Handoff, number 2 has it over the left side. Pickup of maybe about a yard for Hayden McGill, the sophomore, 5'10", 210 pounds.
And pretty good coverage on the right side of that line for Beaver Falls. And first time, second run, that time they did it. This would be Hayden McGill, right, that ran the ball there. And whistles again, and now
the official timeout. They're sending a player off the field, maybe for equipment.
Could be equipment, maybe he's bleeding.
Yes. So they're checking things out on him. They had a replacement in on Beaver Falls. They're all set up now. Run over the right side, and that was a keeper by McCarthy in the Wildcat. Running it over that right side, but only able to pick up a few yards. Got 4. So now we're looking at a 3rd and 11 for Blackhawk.
You got to figure they're in passing formation here, but they could be in 4-down territory.
4 wide receivers, 2 and 2. Chevalier, shotgun. McCarthy on his left hip. Looks over to the sideline, gets the adjustment. Calls for the snap, back to pass, throws it. Quick hitch, right about the 38-yard line. Nice pickup. Gets about half of what he needed. So if they do decide to go for it, this is a manageable down and distance considering the position of the ball on the field.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to punt. And I'm a little surprised, but I think he doesn't want to risk it early. And, you're on the road, pin them deep, and don't get too risky. That's what Jake Wakelon's thinking.
Looks like Trenton Mock is back to kick. He's a sophomore, 5'9". He's standing on his own 49-yard line. The ball right now at the 38 of Beaver Falls. Takes a snap. Kick is high, and it's an end over end, and it's going to bounce at the 1 and through the end zone, so Beaver Falls gets it on their own 20. We'll come back with Beaver Falls possession next on Beaver County Radio.
Searching for a sleek new ride without breaking the bank this summer? All Access Automotive next to the YMCA has you covered. With reliable service, easy financing, and an extensive list of inventory, All Access Automotive has become the premier spot in Beaver County to find your car of the future. Looking to trade in your current vehicle? All Access will give you a fair trade-in value. Browse the eye-catching All Access lot Monday through Saturday and talk to an All Access representative and learn more today. All Access Automotive, where reliability and transparency come before anything else.
Beaver Falls, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. They're going 4 wide, 2 and 2, shotgun formation. Xavier Clark takes it, hands it off right up the middle, able to get 3, maybe 4 yards. So after the 23, I guess they're going to call it. 2nd and 7 on that play.
And we'll see. We're going to start to see which line's the strongest. So far, I'd say even. Beaver Falls had a couple of nice run stops, but they didn't give up any big gaping runs, and they held them. So I got to give credit to Beaver Falls, a little bit of an edge right now, and we'll see what happens. They had a pretty good first down run.
3 wide receivers sent. Xavier Clark in the shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers wide side. Hands it off once again up the middle. And no gain on that play, setting up a 3rd and 7. Tank, looking back at that first possession for Blackhawk, what was your assessment of that possession?
It seemed like they were kind of testing the water, seeing what they could do, what they couldn't do. They were trying the outside, trying the middle. I'm telling you right now, they are not going to run up the middle with number 77 in there. He is up 3 guys every time they play.
Yes, right now we have Xavier Clark in at quarterback. Looks like Christian Dawkins is on his hip. Back to pass, looking. Here comes the pressure, scrambling, and he decides to tuck it and run. He's out to about the 29-yard line. So now you have a 4th and 1, and you got to ask Mooney, what are you going to do on this one? Do you go for it? Because it's actually a real short. No, they're going to call it a full 1-yard line here.
I don't know, boy. I tell you, it's risky. It's risky. I mean, after what happened last year, I know you want to win. But, again, this is early in the season. If you fail here, you don't want to give these kids, have bad things happen to them early. So I'd punt and call it another day. Good hops by the quarterback, though. He got out of that pocket pretty quick.
Christian Dawkins, the senior, back to punt, gets it away. It is a high kick out to about the 41-yard line. Fair catch is called, and that fair catch was called by Braden McCarthy. So now it's the Cougars has it. They have it 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. We'll keep it right here.
A couple of things. Blackhawk quarterback, they had him with short throws, Robert. 7-yard outs, sideline patterns, things like that. Nothing too long. They don't want to get him into any trouble. Quick. Not in the pocket too long. Beaver Falls, same thing. The one pass they were going to attempt, and there was nobody to throw to, so he has speed. Watch out for his speed later in the game. Impressed with both teams' line play so far, and so far so good. Nobody's really better than the other one so far.
Chevalier shotgun, McCarthy on his right hip, man in motion across the formation. Wide receivers, 1 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Tight end on the right side. And it's a wildcat formation, and McCarthy has it. He's off to the races at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Braden McCarthy in the wildcat takes it for 58 yards with the run off the left tackle, and nobody touched him. Nobody was even close. What a great play and great execution by Blackhawk.
You know what? That's a kind of play that if executed properly, like we just saw, and you get that first block, and Tank could give us a lot more info on that. When you have that gaping hole on the left line, and you cut through and nobody cuts you off, and the linebackers, and you get the blocking downfield, nobody touched them. Tank, how do you feel about that?
There were some nice kick-out blocks there, and I think they caught him off by surprise. Not expect to have McCarthy back there in the Wildcat. So kudos to Blackhawk on that one.
Thank you very much, Tank. The extra point was kicked. However, there was a penalty on the play, so they're going to back them up and make them do it again. Will Brown on that attempt. He'll try one more time. They're going to back him up to the 7-yard line now. So now you're looking at, a 25-yard extra point. Will Brown set. And the formation is now getting set up, both sides. All the officials in formation as well. Calls for the snap, hold, kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Cougars go up 7-0, 6:15 to go in the first quarter. Back with more on Beaver County Radio.
If you or someone you know is experiencing homelessness or a housing-related crisis in Beaver County, help is just a call away. The cornerstone of Beaver County provides a pathway home through emergency shelter, housing and utility assistance, and basic needs. To access help or to support the cornerstone of Beaver County's work to ensure housing and hope for everyone in our community, visit cornerstonebeaver.org or call 724-846-6400.
It's 7-0. The Cougars are leading the Tigers. 6:15 to go in the first quarter. And once again, Braden McCarthy with that run over the left side. And nobody was even close within a couple of yards. Nobody put a hand on him. He just made a couple of guys miss, and it was straight for the goal line.
And if you're Beaver Falls, you have to be aware. Wildcat, they already called one timeout. They want to call another one.
Kickoff by Brown. Hits around the 2 and then bounces into the end zone. Beaver Falls, no opportunity for a return.
And that's
once
smart.
Again, starting at the 20.
That's smart because Beaver Falls got some fast kids back there, and you don't want to break a long run for a touchdown on a kickoff after you just scored 7-0 Blackhawk. But again, when the Wildcat is on and you have to identify that, you have to know that likely he's going to run. Is he going to run into the line? Is he going to come to your side? You got to be ready. You got to be ready to shed a block. And if you're a linebacker, you got to be ready to step in. And everybody missed him.
Will Brown, what a leg to be able to get it all the way down inside the 10-yard line.
That's a weapon. That's a weapon.
2 kickoffs in a row.
That's a big weapon.
Xavier Clark has it. Shotgun formation. Hands it off to Dawkins. Dawkins up the middle, making a couple of men miss and plows through all the way up to the 28-yard line. Pick up of 8. That's what you want on first down.
You read my mind. Exactly what you want on first down. You want to get those 4, 5, 6-yard runs, and now you could run it 2 more times, get a first down. Eat clock. Don't give the other team the ball. Have some success on offense. Build your team. Build confidence.
Clark is looking at 4 wide receivers, 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Fakes the handoff to Dawkins, keeps it himself over that right side. Nice gain up over the 35-yard line. Out to the 37, big first down. He's showing he can run that ball.
Yeah, this kid's going to be a weapon. I mean, we've seen him run twice, and both times he's had nice yardage. Almost got the first down. And the last time he ran the ball, this time he did. He's quick and elusive. Boy, if they design plays for him, this kid could be very good and one of the next best players coming up in Beaver Falls. Let's hope for some success for him. I like the way he's playing.
Back, hands it off to Dawkins. Dawkins over there right side. Nice big gain. Got about 5 yards on that out to the 42-yard line. Set up at the 37, back over that right side to be able to get those yards. It looks as though he's running an RPO, and he's trying to make the read. Does he hand it off or does he keep it?
Yeah, it's a good point. And if he sees a hole, he's quick enough. They're going to have to start accounting for him. And don't be surprised Jim Mooney starts using him more and more to run, although you want to limit it some because you don't want him to get hurt. But, boy, I tell you what, I like him as a weapon so far.
4:47, ball on the 42-yard line, far hash mark. They're moving from right to left. Takes a snap, pitches it to the guy who was swinging by on a sweep, but the referee's called time. Penalty against Beaver Falls.
Yeah, so it's one thing you want to avoid if you're Beaver Falls. Again, you want to have some success against your rival. Your offense is going pretty good this second time, and they're running the ball. And there's a little bit of a push on the offensive line, and they've been able to run the ball against Blackhawk. So they're not getting stuffed is what the key thing is. Last year, they went a lot of times with getting hardly any yards from their running backs. This time, so far, so good.
Kenny Jewell and Keyshawn Jamison on the near side, 3 wide receivers near side. Xavier takes it over that right side instead, able to get maybe 2 yards. He first looked to the left, realized there was nothing there, decided to break it back to the right, only able to get 2.
Yeah, Blackhawks going to start keying on him, knowing that he's a possibility. So that's when now Beaver Falls has to counterpunch and decide, well, when do we start using Kenny Jewell? They haven't really used him to pass yet. Maybe because he's not a great passer. Maybe he's in there for his legs. We'll find out when he does throw the ball.
Jewell wide side near side to us. Back to pass, looking. Is he going to throw? No. Scrambling. He has plenty of room. First down pickup potential. Makes a man miss. Gets all the way out to the 49-yard line. He had to make that man miss or he was going to be stopped short of the yard to gain. But he was able to get out to the 49, pick up 2 more yards than he needed.
You don't see a lot of kids do what he just did. Go one side, get stopped, and then turn around and then immediately go around the other side with all kind of room to run. I could be wrong, but he could be the fastest guy on the field. We're going to have to get Tank's opinion on that a little later, but I think he's the fastest kid on the field.
49-yard line, Beaver Falls, their own 49. Back, hands it off. Dawkins has it over that right side, plows forward all the way up to the 43, it looks like. He'll be about 2 yards short of a first down, 8 yards on that pickup. Christian Dawkins running with authority over that right side, and they're getting a nice push from that right side. Jazeer Harris, he's a freshman, along with Robert Bensing, who's a sophomore, and Jacob Jesseman anchoring the center of that line. So they're running behind some young guys on that right side, and they're moving the pile.
They gotten bigger, and what Tank was talking about earlier, they did well in the weight room. Kids got bigger. They look bigger this year. They're running better. The 1-2 punch so far, these 2 kids. They're going to have to get some other guys involved, though.
4 wide receivers, 1 on the far side, 3 on the near side. Clark decides to keep it, and he gets dragged down. What a great tackle. My goodness. Coming up, Eldon Murphy from his defensive end position. He's a 6'2 senior coming in at 225, and he just sprinted like he was at a racetrack coming out of the blocks.
Exactly. So now what's going to happen is your Blackhawk kids know that it's one of these 2 plays. One of these 2 guys is running the ball. And you just watch the ball, and you get in the backfield. You just got to be in the right place at the right time, which he was. That's why I said Beaver Falls is going to have to get Jewell and some other guys involved, whether some ends arounds or something, because eventually Blackhawk's got to start sniffing this stuff out. 3
wide receivers to the near side. Kenny Jewell the furthest way out. 2 men brushing. He goes back to pass. Fumbles. Picked up by Blackhawk. He's returning it to the 20-yard line. And here comes a flag after the play. So Xavier Clark was going back to pass, looking, trying to make some moves. 2 guys were able to get through the line of scrimmage at the get-go. He went all the way back to inside his own 30-yard line, was being tackled, fumbled the ball, and then Blackhawk picked it up. And now the referee's determining what the right call is at this point.
I'm going to ask Tank this. He's a former lineman. Tank, there's a big difference between run blocking and pass blocking. They've done a good job run blocking, but pass blocking, they didn't do well, and 2 guys got through the line.
Yeah, whenever you're pass blocking, you're kind of waiting for them to come at you, and it takes a certain skill set to be able to let somebody come at you and react. Now, when you're run blocking, you just go straight at them, and it's man on man, and who's stronger on that. But on that last play, the outside linebacker definitely had a good beat on him.
Mm-hmm.
1st and 10 now for Blackhawk at the 18-yard line. Back to pass.
There you go.
And a fumble. And recovered by Beaver Falls. Number 51 on the pickup of the recovery. A strip sack. And then a repossession for Beaver Falls. Wow. What a play.
If you're rooting for Beaver Falls, okay, great. You just dodged a bullet there, and now you got a chance to run that offense. But at the same time, it's a darn shame because your offense was going good. Now you got to gain all those yards back. They've got to protect him better because the 2 or 3 times he's gone back to pass, he hasn't had any protection, and that's something they're going to have to correct.
Lucas McDowell on the fumble recovery.
Timeout.
Number 51 and a timeout for Beaver Falls. We'll take 30 seconds with them. 1:44 to go in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Blackhawk over Beaver Falls on Beaver County Radio.
Al's Corner is not just for gas. That's right. They offer gas, of course, but also fresh food and snacks every day. Let Al's do the cooking. They make fresh subs on their homemade bread daily. They offer hot foods like tacos, fish on Friday, plus wraps, salads, and more. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make a visit to Al's Corner in Koppel. Call Al's today to place your order. Make your football party be the envy of your family and friends. Follow them on Facebook for their daily specials. That's Al's Corner on the corner off Route 18 and 351 in Koppel.
Beaver Falls, after having their own turnover where they had Xavier Clark going back to pass, scrambling, and then a strip sack, then Beaver Falls turns around and then causes another strip sack and then gets repossession of the football now, is now 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. So they're back where they were just a few minutes ago, and hoping to be able to get this drive going the same way the last one was.
At least they didn't get scored on, which was good for them.
Looks like a wildcat here. Dawkins takes it up to the 25-yard line, pick up a 3, wide receivers wide on both sides, trying to spread this defense out and able to find a hole, but not too much on that play, just 3 yards.
I think that you have that sophomore quarterback. You got to give him some breathers. Give him some time. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Kenny Jewell in there. Hasn't touched the ball yet. And, boy, you can't go all game long. You can't go quarters at a time without having one of your best weapons not touch the ball.
That's right. So what we have is Xavier Clark right now in the shotgun. Dawkins on his hip, hands it off. Dawkins takes it up the middle, straddles a little bit, and is ultimately taken down at the 30-yard line. And a nice tackle there from Blackhawk, number 2, Hayden McGill.
And you know what I like about him so far, Christian Dawkins, not only that he's 200 pounds, but he falls forward. When he gets hit, he falls forward. He doesn't stop, so he gains that extra yard and a half. Now it's only 3rd and 1.
Everybody's in tight for Beaver Falls. Big formation. Clark under center. Decides to try to keep it, and the Cougars sniffed this one out. He actually lost maybe a half a yard on that play.
Again, sophomore quarterback, a little, I wouldn't say diminutive, but that's more of a power running back kind of play. And he lost some yardage. So now it's 4th and 1, and we'll probably take this into the second quarter. Looks like we will.
Yeah, 10 seconds left to go, and they're going to just let it ride at this point, figuring it out at the change of quarters here. Stick around. And we'll have an update coming up in just a moment. But right now, it's 7-0 Blackhawk over Beaver Falls on Beaver County Radio.
Tri-State Sporting Arms on Main Street in New Brighton is now open. Stop in and explore their extensive selection of high-quality firearms, pistols, and accessories. Tri-State Sporting Arms also pays top dollar for used firearms. Their experienced and highly trained staff is here to assist you in selecting the right firearm for you. Stop on down to Beaver County's newest firearms store, Tri-State Sporting Arms, at 807 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, or check them out on Facebook.
Looking for that special home or wanting to sell yours? Let the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Latham, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County home inventory on our website, lisalatham.com. The Lisa Latham team, results that move you.
We're at the top of the second quarter. They're switching sides. The entire field now is under shadow. Beautiful sunset behind us. Sun touching the trees. Just absolutely gorgeous view here on week 0 night. Beaver Falls now. 4th down, a little over a yard to go. Everybody's in tight one more time. They're trying to get Blackhawk to jump, and they did.
That's good. I'm telling you what, I'm thinking, boy, 4th down. It's still only 7-0, and if you don't make this, you give Blackhawk only 32 yards to go. But they staggered the count, and they got them to jump offside. That's a smart play. And for a sophomore quarterback to do it, I like that from Beaver Falls. I'm already seeing improvement from when we saw them last year in numerous ways at quarterback, on the line. Tank brings up good points. He texted earlier. The Beaver Falls line, we mentioned it. He's seen it. He's down on the field. They're getting better and better, and they're definitely stronger than last year.
Beaver Falls now, 4 wide receivers, 3 to the wide side to the top. They're going from left to right. Ball on the near side at the hash mark. Handoff. Dawkins has it, makes a couple of men miss, and plows forward all the way out to the 43. Nice pickup of about 7 yards on that play.
And let's go back to what you said. I think by just seeing a quarter, they'll definitely be more competitive than they were last year. Will this team make the playoffs? That remains to be seen. They're going to have to get more guys involved, stay injury-free. A lot of things have to go right for them, but the skill level is definitely there. The line is better, and I think they're going to sneak up on some teams. You're not going to be able to take this team lightly like you did last year.
2nd and 3 from their own 43-yard line. Xavier has it, hands it off. Dawkins one more time out close to the 46. It's all about the progress, and will they give him line to gain? It looks as though they may.
Yeah, it's close. It's right there. I think he's got a first down, and it is. And you know what? Boy, is he a workhorse. I mean, he's carried every single time. It's 2 guys. That's it so far. I mean, I'll tell you what, I'm impressed by Dawkins. This kid, 200 pounds, he's eating up yardage, and he's one of what? You said 4 guys that have been on this team for 4 years.
That's right.
And he's earned it. And, boy, he is really running hard, and he's running downhill. He's hitting guys. Kind of reminds you a little of a Derrick Henry. Just runs downhill, hits guys, keeps on going. Tough to bring down.
Looks as though he put on a few pounds in
Yes,
the offseason, too. He looks much bigger than he did last year. Clark hands it off to Dawkins. Again out to about the 49. Here comes a flag from the referee. Looks as though it could be a holding call. And they're looking over to Blackhawk, and Blackhawk is saying, yes, go ahead, we'll take the hold, back him up a bit. So they'll back him up 10 yards here.
Speaking of Cruz coming back, how about Keith Walsh on camera again? What, like 4 or 5 years in a row? Curtis Walsh, producer. Mr. Mangino, 3rd year. I've been here for about 5, and now 2nd year for Tank. We got a veteran, no rookies, and now Cowboy Dan on the sideline as well.
Not a
3rd
rookie
year,
in the group.
Not a rookie in the group, and we're a veteran crew.
Look out.
I was a little worried about Tank, but he seems to be doing pretty well. Well,
sometimes you get the sophomore jitters, right?
I was worried about who was going to be more out of shape. Who's going to be more out of shape, me or Tank coming in tonight? I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. We're both like to eat. Let's just put it that way.
First down, ways to go, 20 yards, and it looks as though it's going nowhere once again. A flag on the play, and motion this time against Beaver Falls. So now it's 1st and 25 with the ball on the 26-yard line. They started off at the 46. I mean, this is not what you want from a team that really needs to run the ball and hasn't shown that they've been able to pass it all
not
so
yet.
far.
They haven't protected him. We haven't seen him throw a pass yet. That's the key. And I don't think you want to start overcompensating and throwing the ball 30 yards downfield if he's not really capable. So we'll see what they bring out here. But their offense is pretty much run left, run right, run up the middle.
It looks as though he may throw for the first time. No, he keeps it, makes a man miss out over the middle. Back up the right side. Another man misses all the way out to the 43-yard line. Xavier Clark is impressive.
Yeah.
We've not seen him throw like you said, but when he has the opportunity, he can run, he can find a lane, the smallest little creases he's able to get himself through.
I don't think you're going to see this kid throw a ton this year. I think he's going to step back. They're going to think he's going to throw. That's going to open things up. All he has to do is find that seam, get through it, and then he's got some room to run, and then it's a matter of making people miss. He is that quick, so you're going to see him get some yards. I think he's definitely a running quarterback. I don't see him throwing more than 5-6 times a game.
That was a big play. Now we're at 2nd and 13. Back to pass, looking, pressure's coming, decides to throw, and unable to make the connection with Isaiah Sellers, who was open in the flat, and now it sets up what looks to be a 3rd and 13. once again from their own 43.
And what happens with young quarterbacks in their first games, they get happy feet. He wasn't really set. He was kind of at an angle. He wasn't set where he was throwing to. And you tend to rush because you know the rush is coming, and you just have to be patient. You have to set your feet, and it takes some games under your belt to get to that. See if he can get there.
Especially when he's right-handed and he was rolling to the left, it's really difficult to be able to twist your shoulders around to be able to make that throw. All right, shotgun formation, back to pass, looking, finds a lane and tosses it out to the left. Nice pitch play to Dawkins. First down pickup into the 40 through 43-yard line of Blackhawk. That was a great play where it was a play action. Xavier looked as though he was going to throw it, then decided to run, and then right before he got contact, was able to option it out to the right side.
That's kind of out of the old Pac-12 conference. The guys just running down the sidelines, and he got it, and boy, he bowled over some guys. We had another timeout. Blackhawk.
Yeah, Blackhawk takes this timeout. They're going to talk about it. We'll take a break with them. Back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
This is Cindy Hiladio for Friendly Federal Credit Union with a sizzling update. Hot weather can be uncomfortable, especially when your air conditioning needs fixed. Hot deals, well, that's a different story, right? Friendly Federal Credit Union is offering hot deals on home equity loans. Now, about that air conditioning, beat the heat and get the money to fix the thing with a hot deal home equity loan at Friendly Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Tank, from your perspective on the sideline, what did you see and how that play opened up for Xavier Clark to run that pitch out to Christian Dawkins?
That was what I call a nice Navy option. They basically they seen that the Blackhawk defense was getting overzealous, and they knew they were going to key on them, so they let him come in on him. And basically, number 9 was right there and ready to go, and he delivered a big hit on the sideline here, which fired up this whole team. It's going to be interesting to see how this series ends up with it.
Tank, you sound great down there this year, man.
Thank you.
1st and 10 now from the 43-yard line, near hash marks. 4 wide, back to pass, throw completes for the first time. Nice completion out to number 11, Keyshawn Jamison out in the flat. A pickup of what looks to be about 5 yards on that pass by Xavier Clark.
Yeah, junior, 3 years in the program, and he's going to be one of the guys, one of the juniors that's going to have to step up as well because, again, you cannot run a whole year with just one running back, one quarterback, and one guy, Joel. You're going to have other guys step up. You're going to have guys give Dawkins a break as well. So, nice play by him, gain a few yards.
Clark and Dawkins in the backfield, 4 wide receivers, 2 and 2. Clark is looking, and throws it away behind the line of scrimmage and out of the pocket, and they're going to go ahead and say, yes, that's okay. No intentional grounding on that one, setting up a 3rd and what looks to be 5.
Hayden McGill chased him and came from his position at linebacker and chased him, and he did a good job of dumping it out of bounds. But now 3rd and 5, and I would think you're in 4-down territory here. It's like 2 plays to get a first down.
And the way things have been going so far, wouldn't be surprised if it was Christian Dawkins right up the middle, running behind Jacob Jesseman, and depending upon the side, whether you go Robert Bensing or Terrence Banks, but he's back to pass, throws it down the left flat, touchdown, completed and touchdown. Kenny Jewell is it on the game, and he just scored that touchdown down the left sideline. Xavier Clark just planted that back foot and lobbed it up, and Kenny Jewell got it around the 15-yard line, able to break a tackle and take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
I like it. Jim Mooney, gutsy. He said, you know what, man, I'm not just going to satisfy just for a first down. We want to try to win, and the only way to win is scoring touchdowns, and you get your fastest guy one-on-one. The big thing is, can that quarterback hit that play? They must have practiced that a bunch because he hit it perfectly. It was a matter of Joel was going to stay on his feet. He didn't get tripped up, touchdown, and we're going to see if we can tie this up. Or are they going to go for 2 here?
It looks as though they're in a go-for-2 formation.
Interesting.
They have a kicker, but he's a young guy too. The long snapper for the extra points is a young guy as well. Xavier Clark back to pass, has a man in the end zone, and incomplete. Great defense by Braden McCarthy. He picked up the touchdown for Blackhawk to go up 7-0 and able to break up that 2-point conversion attempt. So it's 7-6 Blackhawk over Beaver Falls on Beaver County Radio.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
We have ourselves a ball game. 7-6 Blackhawk over Beaver Falls. 8:03 to go before halftime. And now Beaver Falls getting ready to do what they can to be able to stop Blackhawk. Blackhawk really hasn't had the ball for quite a while now because there was a pretty decent drive that Beaver Falls had before they lost possession. Blackhawk had it for just that one play before there was a strip sack, and now Blackhawk now has it taken, kickoff taken around the 25-yard line, straight up the middle, all the way past the 40, and now they'll have 1st and 10 right around the 44.
One thing that's becoming evident, Beaver Falls kicker not as strong as Blackhawk's kicker. Blackhawk is winning the battle of field position so far. They've had all their drives have started out almost at midfield, where Beaver Falls has started deep in their own territory all their times. See if that plays a difference later in this game.
Blackhawk set up. Once again, it's Jack Chevalier in the backfield. He's in the quarterback shotgun formation. Man in motion, fakes the handoff, decides to keep it himself. Straight up the middle and out to about the 50-yard line. And that actually wasn't Jack Chevalier. That was actually Hayden McGill running the Wildcat.
Interesting. And they're no huddle, too.
Hayden McGill back in the Wildcat. 3 wide receivers, 2 on the near side. Man in motion, hands it off over that right side, gets close to first down yardage. That pickup by Ryan Pursuta. He's a 5'9", 150-pound junior for Blackhawk, and 2 big plays. First down, they're now in Beaver Falls territory.
I see they're changing their offense a little bit now. What they're doing is just sending a man in motion, and he comes around. Does he take the ball? Does he not? And then the quarterback can go up the middle, or the Wildcat, or he can hand off.
McGill once again fakes the handoff and then gets hit right around the line of scrimmage and then falls forward, able to pick up 3 yards on that play. Nice tackle by number 3, Xavier Clark, coming up from his safety position.
And this is something that is so important in high school sports. Years ago, you didn't see this. Coaches stuck with the same thing no matter what, win or lose. Now, you're seeing quarter to quarter teams changing their offense.
Chevalier back to pass, has a man, screen pass. Great call on this one. Braden McCarthy right up the middle and able to get it down inside the 30-yard line at Beaver Falls. They'll call it all the way down to the 28. He was just drifting backwards, allowing the line to come and pursue him, and found McCarthy right over the middle. Great play. Once again, shotgun formation, getting Beaver Falls to jump. They get a free 5.
Yep. So a couple of things. 1, Beaver Falls, too many mistakes right now. 2, I see a lot of guys hands on hips for Beaver Falls. This is where Blackhawk can maybe take advantage of a younger team in the end of the second quarter. They've been out there for a while. It's hot, and you're going no huddle.
Chevalier, shotgun formation. McCarthy is on his right hip. Wide receivers, 2 and 1 on the near side. Handoff to McCarthy up the middle over that left side a little bit. Able to get down inside the 20. They're in the red zone now, down to the 18-yard line, and they're going to call it a first down pickup.
And if you're Blackhawk, you got smacked around a little bit by Beaver Falls in that end of that first quarter, and you got scored on, and you made a mistake, and you want to come back strong. You're on the road. You don't want to get into a 3 and out and give them the ball back.
Chevalier looking over to the sideline. Shotgun formation, calling for a snap. Nope. Wants to see what the formation is. Back to the sideline one more time.
A lot of team.
Waiting for the play. Play clock down to 10 seconds. 1 wide receiver to the wide side, 1 to the near side, and a quick hitch and a nice completion to his wide receiver right around the 13-yard line, Brady Mayer. Able to make that reception, 6'3", 190-pound senior.
And they're smart. They're not having their quarterbacks throw long ways down the field. quick outs. I know Steeler fans don't like that kind of play, but you know something? Completions, 5 yards here, 10 yards there, that's okay. You're moving the ball.
And you're giving your sophomore a lot of confidence, too.
Yes, exactly.
Handoff in the shotgun formation and out to about the 12-yard line. So another pickup of a couple of yards on that play. And Brandon McCarthy hit really hard right around the line of scrimmage.
Unless you have a Dan Marino type as a quarterback who has the strongest arm and he's going to be the next best thing, you have to bring guys along slowly. You erode their confidence if you get them to throw the ball long, throw interceptions, have a lot of failure early on. Show them some success. Show them he can do it, and then work those bigger plays in.
2 guys in the backfield on either side of Chevalier. They have one wide receiver wide at the top, and here comes a flag.
2-minute field.
And a penalty, yes, against Blackhawk. Illegal substitution is what they're calling. So
they
they'll
got
back
12
them
guys
up
on the
5.
field. I think they got 12 guys on the field. Maybe I'm wrong.
And this penalty here, the only thing that's slowing down Blackhawk in this drive. The last time they had a ball, besides the go ahead.
They got 12 guys on the field. One just walked off.
Okay.
I thought there was something wrong, and the ref called it. Good point. I'm sorry.
Braden McCarthy had that big run of about 58 yards off the left side for a touchdown. Their next possession was a strip sack fumble recovery by Beaver Falls. And then now this one, a nice long sustained drive by the Cougars. 4:39 to go before halftime. Ball is around the 18-yard line and a false start by Blackhawk. So they'll back him up 5 more. They'll go back to about the 23 now.
So
and it's still 3rd down.
So Tank is telling us that Beaver Falls hasn't been keeping up with a change of pace. Blackhawk speeding things up. That's what we were talking about, and Tank caught that too. And that's coaching. Jake Wickline decided to try something again. Coaches in the olden days that had kept doing the same thing they did forever. Now they're changing things up, quarter to quarter, series to series.
Chevalier back to pass, man in the end zone, and just overthrows his wide receiver. He was looking for Ryan Pursuta and just overthrew him by a couple of yards, setting up a 4th down from the 23, 4th and 14.
And now do you try a field goal, or do you just try to get that 1st down again? You got a good kicker. Why not try him out? I would think you're 22, 32. You're about a 39-yard field goal. I think that's what they're going to do.
It looks as though they're going to do that.
Why
Give
not?
the young man a chance.
Why not?
To impress, and he's been kicking so deep on kickoffs.
Haven't been wrong yet
This looks as though it could be within his range. Trenton Mock
39.
is holding it, and it looks as though it'll be Will Brown with the kick. The hold is good. The kick is up, and he has the leg for it. Is he accurate? No, just to the right. He had the distance, but just barely to the right. Missed it. Beaver Falls, what an escape on this one, considering the really ball-controlled drive that Blackhawk had. Tank, it looked as though Blackhawk was going to drive all the way in for a touchdown. A couple of penalties, though, really holding them up, and ultimately a drive killer.
Yeah, that like you said, those penalties slowed that momentum down. And that gave a chance for Beaver Falls to get their breath and get their substitutions in there. I think that's going to come into play later in the game, though.
4:08 to go until halftime. Something else to watch as the game progresses. It's warmer, and it's one thing to have big guys on your line that can move a pile, but when you have smaller guys on the other side, they're more agile. They're able to withstand the heat a little bit better and not get winded as quickly, and that seems to be what Blackhawk has in their advantage. Dawkins takes the handoff over the left side, able to get over the 25-yard line, close to the 26, but they're going to call it about a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5 for the Tigers.
Well, here's a couple of things. When you're thinking about that field goal, a lot of guys wouldn't have done it, but if you miss it or you give the ball up, but you got to give a guy like that a chance because you may need him, and in a tight game like this, those 3 points could mean everything. So. Yes. Why not give the guy a chance? And he barely missed it. It wasn't like he missed it. He has the length for at least 40. We know that.
And on the high school level, you don't get the possession from where you missed the field goal. You get it from the 20, which is a big difference maker, too, in making a decision like that. So ultimately, Xavier Clark decides to keep it over the right side this time, able to pick up a yard and maybe 2, which is a pretty smart move ultimately, because if you're going to try the field goal and you miss it, then they start at the 20. If you decide to punt, and it goes out of the end zone, then they get it at the 20.
Yeah, so
why not go for it?
Exactly. And I'm a big believer if you lose this game either way, it's not the end of your season. You have to find out what kids can do in games like this. If you don't, then what's the sense of having weapons like that on the line? What's the sense of having weapons like that in the backfield, at the receiver position? And if a lot of times a kicker and a punter are a bigger weapon than people think in high school football. If Beaver Falls has a chance to run back any of those, they might have a run back. They have not been able to run back a kick yet. That's a big weapon, especially when you got fast kids in the backfield like that. So for Blackhawk, I think it's a smart weapon. Now here is a situation where I think they called the timeout. They're trying to save time because they want the ball back and they want time to try to be able to score. So why not use their timeouts?
Tank Latham with the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty Sideline Report. Tank, you've been on the sideline in your career, not only as a player but also as a coach. What does this mean for both sides at this point?
Honestly, it just seems like they're really trying to figure out the season right now, both sides of this ball. They're kind of playing it safe, seeing what's going on. I think after the halftime adjustments, we're really going to see how this game is going to play out. There's a lot of base offense and defense going on here. Nothing too new yet, though.
Xavier Clark, shotgun formation. Christian Dawkins on his right side. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ball right in the middle of the field at the 28-yard line. Clark calling for it. Tosses it out to Dawkins. Dawkins has it, trying to get to the 30-yard line, out to the edge, and he gets it. Gets out to the 32, maybe the 33. First down pickup, running clock, 3:10.
You know, I was just going to say, I mean, a lot of people might not think this way, but I thought that was a really big third down play by Beaver Falls. If they don't make it, then they have to either go for it again or punt, and Blackhawk gets the ball back, likely. And in this situation, now you're going to burn at least 2 to 3 minutes, and unless you fumble the ball or turn the ball over here somehow, if you don't score, at least they don't score.
Right, 2:53 on a running clock. 3 wide receivers to the near side, ball on the near hash mark, 1 wide receiver to the top side, wide side, and it looks as though Xavier Clark is quite content to let that play clock come down to 5 seconds, gets the snap, hands it off to Christian Dawkins, straight up the middle, picking up about 2 to the 35-yard line, and it does seem as though that Coach Mooney is quite content with the idea of going into halftime trailing by a point.
I agree 100%. I mean, that's why that third down was so big. I mean, you didn't try to throw for it. You make the first down. They're not going to score on you. You hold on to the ball. If you break one, fine. Maybe they try something with Jewel again. And I wouldn't be surprised if they try to lure them in and try one more pass here. But I think this is a really good half for Beaver Falls.
Coming up on 2:05 to go until halftime. Play clock is at 10 seconds. Will they bring it down to 5? It looks as though they may very well do that before he calls for the snap. Clark calls for it. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, tries it over that right side and gets stuck at the 35-yard line. But a flag comes in, which is something that's ultimately good for Blackhawk, whether not only you get the loss of yardage, but you also get the stop of the clock.
Yeah. And see, you know, if you're Beaver Falls, holding on offense. You know, if you're Beaver Falls, you come out of this with only a 1-point deficit after having yourself such a bad season last year. You have to think of this as a victory. These kids have to be pumped up. If you're Blackhawk, you're coming into the half thinking, we're a 4A school. We're playing a 2A school. This is a team we've beat up on over years, the last 3 or 4 years, and now they're hanging with us. You've got to be a little bit disappointed if you're Blackhawk, even though you're leading.
That's a great point. Last year, Beaver Falls lost by an average of 30 points per game.
Exactly. So this is a moral victory for them. Even though they're trailing by a point at the half, they had a really good half.
Second down, long. Xavier Clark looking, scrambling, back to his right side. Has a lane. Plenty of open space, able to outrun defenders out to the 40-yard line. Pivots to the 50. Did you see that stop, pivot, twist out to the 50-yard line? Huge gain, but there's a flag on the play right around the 44.
Might be a block in the back. We'll see.
And they're trying to get a signal from Blackhawk about what they think about this penalty. And we're waiting to find out from the referees. 1:20 to go until halftime. The ball all the way out to the 50-yard line, waiting for the decision by the referee about the call.
I didn't hear what he said, but it looked like he clipped his knee.
Yeah,
so a clip would be, that's against, definitely. I think a block in the back, clip, something like that. Has to be.
So it happened while the play took place long beyond the longer line of scrimmage.
Exactly.
So they're only backing this up to the 35.
So 15 from the 50 to the 35. Yeah. So I think because his rep, it might cut out, but he motioned toward his bottom of his knee, which is the old sign for the clip. I don't know for sure that's what it was, but on a play like that, it wouldn't surprise me that that's what the call was.
At least a low block.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 2nd and 8. 1 minute to go, running clock. 3 wide receivers near us. Back to pass, finds a man over the middle, and incomplete. He had his receiver open, but just not able to make the connection. He was trying to connect with Isaiah Sellers, the sophomore, and just not able to do that. The clock stops, 51.5 seconds to go until halftime, and it's 3rd and 8 yards to go. You got to believe they're going to just run the ball here. But Blackhawk has 1 timeout left.
They do. Now it's a risk if you're Beaver Falls. Do you take that shot with Joel again? They threw to Keyshawn Jamison. Do you take that shot with Joel and try to make magic happen a second time, or do you run it and run the clock down and not give them a lot of time left? Different
Xavier
theories
Clark,
of different coaches.
Shotgun, 3 wide receivers to the top. They decide to hand it off to Christian Dawkins, and Blackhawk did a good job of plugging that up in the middle. He was only able to get about a yard at most to the 36-yard line, and Blackhawk calls timeout, 43.1 seconds left to go. And they're going to see if they can make something happen here because there isn't a really good kicking game with Beaver Falls.
Not.
So there's a very realistic opportunity here.
There is.
Where they can get the ball at their own 40.
And this is an interesting chess match here. You had to figure Jim Mooney knew that if he ran the ball, that he knew Blackhawk had a timeout, and they would have about 40 seconds on the clock. Give them the ball back. You're asking your defense to hold them for 40 seconds. On the other side, Coach Wickline's thinking, hey, listen, we want to get this ball back. We've made some mistakes. We ran it down our throat in the end of the second quarter. Maybe we've had some good punt returns. Maybe we can get it better, get inside, get a couple of chunk plays, and get within a realistic distance of a field goal again, or maybe get a touchdown. You got seconds on the clock. You got to make things happen. And I really like the way both coaches are thinking about this game. And you don't get that in a 35-10 game. This is very competitive, and I'm really enjoying it.
Christian Dawkins back to punt. He's standing on his own 25-yard line. And back to receive is Braden McCarthy. Broke a 58-yarder for a touchdown from a play from scrimmage. The kick is away, bounces at the 40, and is picked up by McCarthy at the 34. Makes a couple of men miss, splits them, and gets out to the 46-yard line on the far side of the field. So they're going to have 41-7 here before halftime. And what can they put together? I mean, you got the ball. You might as well actually try something.
Right.
Why just run it a couple of times?
We're going to see what their quarterback can come up with here. We're going to see what they let him do. That has been the best defense of a punt or a kickoff for Beaver Falls all game long. They really only let him have about 7 yards on the run back. So the questions are going to become, what does their quarterback do? What does Chevalier do? Are they going to let him air it out here? They come out in 4 wide, and tight end.
He's back in the shotgun, back to pass, looking. He wants to go deep down that right side, has a man, one-on-one coverage, and in and out of the hands of his receiver, just not able to make the reception, Brady Mayer.
Flag down. I don't know if they're going to call interference on that, but something happened, and we'll see what they...
It's a 15-yard penalty.
Big penalty.
Yeah.
Big penalty. 36 seconds left to go until halftime, but a 15-yard pickup on that pass play.
And only 5 seconds off the clock.
And it looked as though that was going to be a reception, too. I mean, Brady Mayer was out there. The 6'3", 190-pound senior jumped up and caught it at the high point, but just unable to hold on to it with that interference.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good arm.
Back to pass. He muffs the ball, and he's going to go down on a sack all the way back to the 50-yard line. It looked as though Jack Chevalier wasn't ready for the snap when it came back. It hit him around his hip, the ball fell to the ground, and he was scrambling trying to recover it. By the time he grabbed it, he was covered by 2 Beaver Falls Tigers.
I agree, and they might not let another play go. I think they're just going to let this run out. I don't see them in a big rush, and there's 10 seconds. I think this is just going to run out.
All right, we have Tank Latham on the sideline. Coming up in a moment, the Owl's Pizza halftime show. But first, Tank Latham with the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty Sideline Report. And he has Coach Jake Wickline on the sideline. Tank?
Yeah, I'm getting him right now. Hey, Coach. It's been a pretty even game so far. A couple mistakes on both sides of the ball by both teams. Some big plays here and there. What's your message going to be to these guys in the locker room?
Handle adversity.
All right. Go get him, Coach.
Handle adversity.
Hey, he's fired up.
Short and sweet.
He's fired up. This team's fired up over here. It's going to be a good second half, I'm telling you.
Tank, give me a little bit of a read. I mean, is he upset with the way that half ended? And because he must have been pretty excited about the idea of that penalty. But is he just being short because that seems to be his personality with the media, that he doesn't feel comfortable talking?
He definitely keeps his cards close to him. I would say he was ready to. He had a plan to score there, but that little fumbled snap really did him in for it, for sure.
Ted, let me ask you, do you feel like I do that Beaver Falls going into the locker room down only a point? This feels to me like a win for them. They're not getting blasted. They're not getting beat up. They're at times beating Blackhawk up, and I think this is a disappointment for Blackhawk going into the halftime.
Without a doubt. Beaver Falls definitely is showing that they're a much better team here. Blackhawk, I think, is still trying to figure out some things offensively. And once again, it's those simple mental mistakes that is going on that's holding people back. There's some big plays on both sides of the ball, keeping it as a pretty even game. I still think Blackhawks can pull it out, though, at the end.
The Owl's Pizza halftime show. It continues in a moment from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth on Beaver County Radio. The Tigers trailing the Cougars 7-6 at halftime.
This football season, don't pass on McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Honest sales and 7 days a week emergency service have made them tops in their game for over 60 years. That's how long families just like yours have been relying on McGee for all their heating and cooling needs. Get ready now for the cooler days ahead and call McGee today at 724-375-7112. Serving the Beaver Valley, including Aliquippa, Monaca, Hopewell, and Center Township. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Family owned and operated, Main Street, Aliquippa. Good luck to all the teams who visit the Gridiron this season from McGee Heating and Air Conditioning.
A lot has changed since 1885. That's when my great-grandfather, William Andrew Hartzell, opened the doors to our family-owned and operated funeral home. This is William F. Rick Murphy from the William Murphy Funeral Home Incorporated in Rochester. Together with my son, Brian C. Murphy, we represent a business that is now flourishing into its 5th generation. Throughout that time, we've had the pleasure of experiencing many of local memories that have made Rochester and the surrounding area so great. I'll bet many of you can easily recall the H.C. Fry Glassworks, Barnett's Bootery, or even Kaufman's Department Store with its massive double-decker parking lot.
To put things in perspective, my family was already serving others at their time of need before the automobile had even been invented and the aforementioned businesses started and ended. Our commitment to serve our community with dignity and compassion has allowed the William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. to preserve a business legacy that spans nearly 140 years, and we're still here. To contact us, visit our website at William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. or call 724-775-0309.
Attention seniors! Did you know that by being a part of Silver Sneakers, you can receive a Beaver County YMCA membership for no additional cost? More than 16 million Medicare members have access to the Silver Sneakers program. Just give our member service representatives a call, and we'll take care of the rest. For more information, give us a call at 724-891-8439. Again, that's 724-891-8439.
Lace up your cleats and rush on over to Zuki Sports Tavern. From their award-winning wings to their wide selection of ice-cold beverages, Zuki's is the place to go to watch your favorite team. Zuki's also has a plethora of salads, wraps, burgers, appetizers, and more. Don't want to leave and miss the action? Order online at Zukis.com/order. So what are you waiting for? Visit Zuki Sports Tavern in Falston today. Zuki Sports Tavern, big screens, bigger flavor. Stop by today and make your game day count. Now that the sights and sounds of summer are in your rearview mirror, there's still time to enjoy your classic car and turn heads. Restore your cherished ride to its former glory and call GNU's Body Works in Freedom. Gary Snare has been offering collision and restoration services for over 20 years. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod to street custom to full custom color paint coloring. So say hello to cooler weather with the hottest car around. Call GNU's Body Works, 400 8th Street, Freedom today.
When you talk about community involvement and safety, the name Fry stands at the forefront in Beaver County. Fry Transportation's mission is to continue to raise the bar as the gold standard in their industry by providing the safest, most reliable, and cost-efficient transportation service in Beaver County through their strong relationships with their community's best-in-their-class drivers, equipment, and technology. There's nothing more important than the safety of their students, employees, and community members. Fry Transportation, where the quality of their organization is characterized by the makeup of the individual behind the wheel.
To make football season better than ever this year? Plan now to join your friends at the Hangar in Moon Township, the place where good times and great food meet. Watch your favorite sporting event on one of their 18 big screen TVs while you enjoy their famous wings, beer battered fish, pizza, or Taco Tuesdays indoors or on the outdoor patio. Check out their award-winning menu online for lunch, dinner, or a special night out. This football season, hang out with your friends at the Hangar, the best kept secret in Moon Township at 500 Flaherty Run Road.
Has your smile recently been intercepted by a bad cavity, stains, or damage that's been driving you crazy? Don't worry. Dr. Timothy Lip in Lip Dentistry is the Hail Mary your teeth have been needing. Located in Beaver Falls and Robinson Township, Lip Dentistry has been a trusted business for families in the greater Pittsburgh area to touch down at for over 2 decades. Make sure to rush over to lipdentistry.com and register for an appointment today and get 25% off your first cleaning. Don't fumble the opportunity to make Lip Dentistry your office of the future and make an appointment today.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Aliquippa program. Now in its 4th year, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. Drug-Free Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
You're tuned in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio.
You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls.
Welcome back to the Al's Pizza Halftime Show from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. I'm Robert Mangino, Tank Latham with us, also Mike Azadian, and a great game. It's Beaver Falls and Blackhawk. The Cougars up 7-6. And the Tigers really coming back and playing extremely well so far in this game, considering what they experienced last year. Some big plays that took place today. Braden McCarthy, 58-yard touchdown run over the left side. Nobody touched him, and he was able to break open the scoring 7-0 Cougars. Then Beaver Falls was able to get the ball back, had a nice drive going, and then a strip sack of their quarterback, Xavier Clark, and then the Cougars recovering that inside Beaver Falls territory, and then Jack Chevalier going back to pass, first play from scrimmage, and then there's another strip sack that occurs, and the Tigers able to get that ball back again, and then ultimately the Tigers able to mount a very nice drive, capped off by a scoring play where Xavier Clark threw an out pass to Kenny Drool down the left-hand sideline and scored the touchdown, and that got them within 7-6. They went for two, and the two-point conversion wasn't any good. The Blackhawk in this ensuing possession attempted a field goal on a fourth down play, and they had the distance. Their kicker, his name is Will Brown, who is really, really a remarkable kicker for as young as he is as well. I mean, you think about high school kids, he's able to kick it off from his own 40-yard line and get down inside the 5 on the kickoffs. And he was attempting what was a 38-yard field goal and had the distance, but just didn't have the accuracy to be able to make it. So that encapsulates all the scoring. It's 7-6 Blackhawk over Beaver Falls. And with us right now is the athletic director of the Beaver Falls Tigers, Mr. Carbone. Good to see you again, sir.
You too, Mr. Mangino. Thanks for having me. Mr. Azadian, thank you very much.
I tell you what, from your perspective, last year the Tigers really struggled. Average defeat was 30 points. What are you feeling right now for the team as they're going into halftime and they're trailing just by 1?
A lot of excitement, for sure. The fact that a lot of these kids had the opportunity to play last year, probably too young to be on a varsity field, many of them, but the fact that they're back and having fun playing the game, and we've matured, we've gotten older, obviously, we're stronger, we're faster, and a lot of good things have come together for this group, and we're looking forward to an exciting season.
Is this a game the team naturally gets up for with the rivalry and the zip code and all?
No doubt about it. It is. And it's a great way to open the season, I think, for both schools. And I'm excited that the fact that it's a close game tonight. And but it does. Football season's here. I guess we call it the Battle of 15010 now. So, yeah, but it's pretty exciting.
The town has had a lot of success in football and basketball over the years. They've won a baseball championship years ago. It's a town that's used to success in high school sports. And what I've heard is that the parents and the town and the people are behind your new coach, your second-year coach, Jim Mooney, and understood that last year was going to be a tough year. And they support him, and I've heard that everybody's supporting him, and the kids really worked hard in the offseason. How hard is it usually to keep fans at bay when things are going bad? And how tough was it for the program to see what happened last year?
I do believe that, like you said, Mike, that we, for a community such as ours and our school, that we are used to success. And I think there was a very understanding, I think they kind of expected that we might go through a little bit of a ripple, and we certainly did. But you know what? I'm proud of that group last year. They played hard. Mm-hmm. They didn't quit. We were outmatched, and but that's okay, and that's life, and that's high school sports.
Exactly.
But fast forward to the end of the season, the majority of these kids, they started working right away. They could not wait to get back out into the weight room and get back to July and August, and here we are at the start of the season, and definitely it's paid dividends.
Is that a Beaver Falls work ethic, hard-nosed thing with the kids, or that they were kind of embarrassed by that and said, we're not going to let this happen to us again? Or how much did the coaches play into getting these kids to follow and just do what we're telling you and we're going to get better?
I think it's a combination of all of that you mentioned. And to your point with Coach Mooney prior to that, it was a tough year for Coach Mooney, his first year last year. And he responded very well, and he knew it. I knew it. But we fast forward to the end of the season and said, hey, this is where we're at. You knew it. We got it here. Let's go to work. And he did. And the kids couldn't wait to get back out and work. And they said, this is not going to happen again to us. And as of right now, after one quarter, we've responded very, very well. Or, excuse me, one half, we responded well.
Yeah, you're right.
When you're looking at sports in this day and age of 2025, you go back to when we were playing sports. I go back to the early, mid-'80s. And there were far fewer sports back then. And now there are more sports, and there are more things that distract kids from sports. What are the challenges that you see that athletic directors like yourself face in order to provide the right sports for the kids that want to play them and expanding those options, and then at the same time still being able to man the sports that are their cores,
right,
and then attract them from the other things that could be distracting them too.
So that's been a challenge for us because since you mentioned the 80s, our enrollment has not risen. It has declined since then. But we have held steady. We have increased our sport offerings, which I'm very proud of that. But at the same time, we don't want to spread ourselves too thin. But our student body has responded to the program, and they want to work. They want something to do, and I'm proud of that. And we always talk about at Beaver Falls that, we have an 8-period day in our athletic programs. Those are period 9, and a lot of those kids are excited about moving on to period 9. So, and they know what it takes to get there.
And athletics is so important. I wanted you to give you an opportunity to talk to the parents and the grandparents who are listening out there about why it's so critical for the development of their teenagers to become the young men and the young women that they want them to be, that sports can play a very positive role in that process.
It is so very important. Just from being part of a team and working together as a group and knowing that you can work hard and sometimes you don't always achieve what you want or what you think you should have gotten from the experience, but it's so vital and it's so important. And then the other part to that is I think that it is so vital and important that the kids have opportunities after school because there's so many more distractions out there in our society. And if we can keep them busy, keep them active for a few more hours, then I know that we're doing the best we can.
Mike, I'm sure you can attest to this too. I've talked to guys that have played at the collegiate level and have played at the pro level in varying sports, and there's nothing as meaningful to them as the time that they spent playing with their guys and their gals in high school.
No question. It's the people that most of them have gone to school with from kindergarten up through the time they graduate from high school. And those memories, as with each passing year after you graduate, they become more and more important to them and more fond of them. And I agree with that. You hear so many professional athletes talk about how fond they are of their high school playing days.
One last question. I mean, everybody loves basketball and baseball and volleyball and all the different sports that are offered. But football brings communities together. Football brings the kids together in school. And when football teams are doing well, and you've seen this here, it is so important to communities. And Beaver County is special. We don't have a lot of counties that have even the amount of schools. And we've only really lost, we really haven't lost in many schools. And we've held this together. Your Rochesters, your Beaver Falls, these teams, these communities have held together and haven't been absorbed up yet. How important do you feel it is to keep that anonymity in these small towns?
For the small towns at this present time, we need it. We got to keep our kids occupied. We got to keep them busy. And to your point about football season, there's always an excitement that surrounds football. You have, as far as at least the student body, when I think about, we have a little bit over 400 kids in our high school, and we have over 100 kids that are performing tonight either as a player or as a band member or as a cheerleader. And that's exciting to know that over a quarter of our student body is involved tonight and they're active, and we're very fortunate and very proud of that.
You got to be one of the elder statesmen as far as Beaver County athletic directors now, I'm guessing. Number one? Or
I believe that to answer that question, yes.
Yeah, number one.
I am holding that as a dubious title. I'm not sure.
After
but,
Mr.
Well, Jack Fullen was forever at Blackhawk.
And then the gentleman at Hopewell.
Donnie
Short
yep.
left. I thought you might have ascended to number one.
Yep, I believe that I have as far as years.
Reign be long.
Yeah.
That's okay.
In longevity, it means I've been around.
That's okay, but you do a good job, and we always appreciate
it, gentlemen.
You always appreciate
Thank you for covering us tonight.
Us.
And we're excited. Thank you very much.
Glad to be here.
Kickoff coming up. Blackhawk 7, Beaver Falls 6 on Beaver County Radio.
It's time to tackle your HVAC unit's problems before they happen. It's time to call the winning team at Johnson's Heating and Cooling. Temperatures will be changing, so it's the perfect time to call Johnson's for a maintenance check. And here's the best part. If you're in Beaver County, you're close to Johnson's, conveniently located in Beaver Falls. Find out why customers keep running back to Johnson's Heating and Cooling for prompt, reliable service and competitive pricing. Call 724-581-4195 or visit johnsonsheating@comcast.net.
Falling in love is one thing. Having anxiety about falling is a whole different subject. If you or a family member are concerned about falling, and yes, either up or down the stairs, or maybe even out of bed, St. Barnabas has a special message and some ideas just for you. Years of experience in working with people who are prone to falls has given St. Barnabas special expertise in this area. Call them at 724-443-0700 and learn about ways that you can begin to feel more confident and safe, including suggestions that you can implement right now into your daily routine. Call St. Barnabas at 724-443-0700. For many years now, St. Barnabas has been helping people fall, in love that is, with their new, better life, a longer life, a risk-free life. Call St. Barnabas now at 724-443-0700 or visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com and learn more about living longer and better.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
If the black and gold can get a new quarterback every year, maybe you can switch teams too. This is Coach Andy Dangle from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. I'm looking for new free agents, or should I say, members. Our membership is open to many organizations and groups throughout the county. Join my team at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Details and applications are available now. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Want to make football season better than ever this year? Plan now to join your friends at the Hangar in Moon Township, the place where good times and great food meet. Watch your favorite sporting event on one of their 18 big screen TVs while you enjoy their famous wings, beer-battered fish, pizza, or Taco Tuesdays indoors or on the outdoor patio. Check out their award-winning menu online for lunch, dinner, or a special night out. This football season, hang out with your friends at the Hangar, the best-kept secret in Moon Township at 500 Flaherty Run Road.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com. You're tuned in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio.
Searching for a sleek new ride without breaking the bank this summer? All Access Automotive next to the YMCA has you covered. With reliable service, easy financing, and an extensive list of inventory, All Access Automotive has become the premier spot in Beaver County to find your car of the future. Looking to trade in your current vehicle? All Access will give you a fair trade-in value. Browse the eye-catching All Access lot Monday through Saturday and talk to an All Access representative and learn more today. All Access Automotive, where reliability and transparency come before anything else.
Are you looking for a cigar, tobacco, vape, and roll your own supply store in Beaver County? Visit Vape and Roll With It at 751 Merchant Street, Ambridge to shop for a variety of the best cigars in the walk-in humidor. They also sell vape juice, disposable vapes, glass, and CBD. You can also view several of their in-store promotions by following Vape and Roll With It on Facebook and Instagram. Visit vapeandrollwithit.com for more information. Don't worry about prices or stress, just roll with it. Open 7 days a week on Merchant Street in Ambridge. That's Vape and Roll With It.
Looking for that special home or wanting to sell yours? Let the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Latham, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County home inventory on our website, lisalatham.com. The Lisa Latham team, results that move you.
Now, time to check in with Tank Latham. He has Coach Mooney on the sideline. Tank?
Yeah, guys, I'm down here with Coach Mooney here. So, Coach, first off, congratulations. It's a really close game. It is 1 point away from being a 0-0 game here. Anybody injured at the first half?
No, we came out good. We're healthy.
What was the main message you told the guys in halftime?
Well, it's not congratulations. We're still down by 1 point, right? So we're playing good football. It's the first time in a long time we've played good football. Real happy with the way the kids are responding right now. A couple mistakes here and there, but you got to clean those things up. It's still week 0, so you got to see what the other team's going to come out in. It got a little wildcat on us. It was nothing real big for us. I feel like we're doing real good up front right now. So, overall, I guess I'm happy with what we're doing, but I'd like to be on the other side of this. This interview thing going.
That's right.
Get interviewed on the first side.
That's right. We'll make sure we'll get you a winning coach here afterwards. Good job, Coach.
Thank you very much, Tank. To appreciate it. You're listening to the Al's Pizza Halftime Show from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. Once again, Blackhawk 7, Beaver Falls 6, and the kickoff. Deep one all the way down to the 2-yard line and through the end zone. No return. CCBC players of the game, top contenders. You got to give it up to, I think, 2 players at this point. Braden McCarthy. And what he's been able to do, but Braden McCarthy with that 58-yard touchdown run, and then Christian Dawkins just dominating.
Yep.
And the running back position for Beaver Falls.
I agree with
so
you 100%.
So the running backs leading the charge so far. We'll see what the next 24 minutes ultimately brings. So Beaver Falls, they have it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, ball right in the middle of the field. They come out, shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. Xavier Clark with Christian Dawkins on his left hip. He calls for the snap, hands it off. Dawkins up the middle, makes a man miss, tries to spin, and while he was in mid-spin, was hit in the back, and he picked up maybe 1. They'll give him forward progress to the 21.
Beaver Falls, 4 possessions that first half. Punt, fumble, touchdown, punt. Blackhawk, 5 possessions, punt, touchdown, fumble, missed field goal, end of half. So both teams' opportunities. Blackhawk blew an opportunity with the missed field goal, but both teams cost themselves a little bit with penalties, especially Blackhawk.
Xavier Clark, shotgun formation. Christian Dawkins on his right side, hands it off to Dawkins. Makes a couple of men miss, finds an angle, gets to the outside. Another one gets the edge all the way out to the 35-yard line. Pickup of about 15 yards that give him to the 36. 15-yard pickup right up between guard and tackle. Bounced it outside like a Tony Dorsett move and then got out about 14 yards.
Yeah, skill position-wise for Beaver Falls, they had 3 pretty good ones. And Jewel, the quarterback and the running back. These guys have really shown me something tonight. And another big run, another nice move, another points for the skill position.
4 wide receivers, 3 bottom, 1 top, hand off to Dawkins up the middle over that right side, just over that right guard, and able to pick up about 18 yards once again. That right guard, Robert Bensing, he's a sophomore, and what's interesting about Robert Bensing, number 70, is that he's not a real big guy. He's just 5'9", 180. But he's making people he's moving the line, which ultimately matters. There's a guy injured on the play, and while they tend to him, we'll pause here. 7-6 Blackhawk over Beaver Falls, 10:44 to go in the third quarter on Beaver County Radio.
Not to be cheesy or anything, but Al's Pizza of Beaver County has deals, specials, and delicious options that'll blow your mind. Try Al's Deep Dish, a mouth-watering pie loaded with 2 pounds of cheese and Al's renowned pizza sauce. Looking to feed the whole fam? Al's Dinner Box with a half tray of 1-topping Sicilian pizza and a half tray of cheesy breadsticks is perfect for your family dinner tonight. Even if pizza isn't your thing, stop in and try the delicious Granny Franny Meatball Sub. Delivery from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Order today or stop in at Al's and try the best pizza pies Beaver County has to offer.
Christian Dawkins was the injured player on the for the Beaver Falls Tigers. He stepped off to the sideline and is now sitting on the bench, but it looks as though he's going to be able to get back in here. Once again, Clark back, hands it off. Sellers has it over that right side and able to pick up maybe a yard or two, setting up a third and just about 2 yards here. Actually, they gave him a loss of 1, just not able to get that right edge there. So now it's a 3rd and 3 for Beaver Falls.
Going to start searching for scores.
All right.
Of course, our Fred Transportation instant update desk. See if we can't find some scores. Kind of lax on that in the first half.
Here we have it. Clark is set up in the shotgun, man to his left side, 4 wide receivers, 3 and 1, decides to keep it himself, and he's off to the races. 40, 35, 30, one man to beat, beats him. Can one final guy get the angle? He cannot. Did he get the touchdown or did he get taken out of bounds?
No, I think he got it.
No, they knocked him out of bounds at the 20.
Wow.
He got knocked out of bounds at the 20. It looked as though he was able to tiptoe that sideline, but the line judge said no, he stepped out at the 20 and blew the whistle.
So
first down, red zone for the Tigers.
Hey, we got to ask Tank about the injury on the field. Tank, you want to tell us what happened that you saw?
Yeah, I've been noticing all game that Christian, he runs a little tall. You get that a lot with younger guys, and when he's running really tall, they're starting to gang tackle him, and he's going to get himself injured. He got to fix that self. I'm sure they'll watch that in the film and tell him about that too.
Yeah, right now he has his shoe off, and he's trying to walk off what looks to be a bit of an ankle injury. Now he's jogging it off. Don't be surprised if he's back in pretty soon. Clark back to pass, decides to tuck it under his arm and call his own number for a draw, and he's back to the line of scrimmage and no more for that one. 2nd and 10 for the Tigers at the Blackhawk 20.
And depth becomes an issue now with that report from Tank, because now, you know, it's hard to go your bell cow all year long without getting nicked up a little bit. It rarely happens anymore. And most teams have a couple of guys they can go to, so we'll see what Beaver Falls brings in off the bench. Next man up for now.
Isaiah Sellers back with Xavier. Xavier back to pass and not able to make the completion. He was trying to get Kenny Jewell down the left-hand side, underthrew him a little bit to try to give him some space from the defender, just not able to make the completion. It's now 3rd and 10 from the Cougars, 20-yard line.
When you don't have that guy in the backfield to get you those chunk yardage, and it's only the quarterback that has done it all game, all of a sudden, now it's on your arm or your speed, and now they can key just on you because no one else has proven himself. So this right now is hurting Beaver Falls. See what they draw up here.
Xavier Clark, Sellers on his left hip, 2 wide receivers on each side, ball right in the middle of the field. Back to pass, looking, and the flag has been thrown, and they're calling false start against Beaver Falls. They'll back him up to the 25-yard line. And on the sideline, taking a quick look at Christian Dawkins, it looks as though they're going to try to retape him at this point. The training staff with the tape out, they're going to retape his ankles and hopefully get him back out there on the field. 3rd and 15, 8:50 to go in the third quarter. Xavier Clark, shotgun. Sellers on his right hip. Wide receivers, 2 and 2. Looking, trying to find some space. Can't find anybody to throw to. Decides to try to run, able to pick up a yard. Only a yard on that play to the 24. So now it's 4th and 14 from the 24-yard line. And you're in this situation to where if you go for it and you're able to get back to the line of scrimmage or you try to throw a deep ball, they get it at the 24. If you punt and it goes to the end zone, they get it at the 20. So it looks as though what Mooney is going to do is go ahead and go for it. Why not? You're just 3 yards from the 20 anyway. Xavier Clark, one big completion to Kenny Jewell for a touchdown down the left-hand side in the first half. 3 wide receivers off to the left, 1 to the right. Xavier back to throw over the middle to the end zone, and just beyond the outreached arm of his receiver, trying to make a connection with Keshawn Jameson, a very talented guy, 5'2", 125, but he can fly. Just not able to make the connection. Now Blackhawk gets it, 1st and 10 on the 24.
From the Fry Transportation Instant Update Desk, We've got officials timeout down there. We've got Southside rolling on Stowe Rocks right now, 34-0. The Rams leading. Montour in a tight, tough early game against Central Valley. It is 21-17 Montour over Central Valley. Looks like both teams expected to be good as we have leg cramps out on the field, it looks like. Shenango 7, New Brighton 6. These are all halftime scores. So New Brighton hanging in there against Shenango, much like this game here, and one couple more. And this one's a little surprising. Laurel 29, Elwood 7. Don't forget, Elwood's breaking in new guys at a lot of positions after their state run last year, or their WPL run last year. And Mohawk 19, Neshannock 13. So far, that's all we have. What do you got, Robert?
All right, looks as though we have a cramp on the field, and they'll be dealing with him and getting him taken care of. In the meantime, let's check in with the Boom Pow DIY Solar game update with Joseph Martichek, and this update right now on Beaver County Radio.
Folks, it's a beautiful night here at Sarge Albert Stadium. Central Valley versus Montour. It's actually the first quarter just ended. It's Montour's up 14-7. I'm super excited to join you throughout the season of 2025 season. Once again, the score is 14-7. This game is actually very evenly matched. The Central Valley's been moving the ball with Ethan Shear with a touchdown and great presence from freshmen. They got a freshman out here, Ethan Bosco, who's jazzing it up. They're looking really, really strong. Very excited here. Second quarter started. Now, listen, I got a 50-50 split. Send me your mom, your grandma, your cousin's electric bill. I can save them at least 30%, and guess what? You'll get 50% of the commission. That's right, 50%. Call me at 844-300-POW, Blue Pow. Let's go back to Beaver Falls.
Thank you very much, Joseph. Do appreciate the Boom Pow DIY Solar game update. On the recent play that just went from scrimmage, Brandon McCarthy ran the Wildcat, able to pick up a few yards out to the 24-yard line. Handoff on the wingback, able to get back to about the 31-yard line, pickup of about 2 yards on that play. So they went from the 23 to the 29 on the first play, now out to the 31 on the second play. So it sets up a short 3rd and 2 for the Cougars in this third quarter, 7-11 and a running clock.
One more real quick score on the Fried Transportation Instant Update Desk. Hopewell 35-0 over Riverside. Riverside rebuilding a little bit. I heard they're supposed to be good, and Hopewell's supposed to be one of the top 5 teams in 4A.
Brayton McCarthy on the Wildcat trying to take it up the middle, and Beaver Falls was able to stuff that one. Big stop by number 51, Lucas McDowell. Loss of about a yard. Well, they're going to call it a gain of about a half or so. So it's still 4th, and they're going to call it 2.
They're going to punt with the lead on the road. Makes sense. You know, we saw Hopewell last year at Beaver, and we saw them, and we kept thinking, boy, if this team gets another summer underneath them, tremendous sophomore quarterback. They've got a lot of talent. They did well on the 7-7s in the summertime, and a lot of people, and now Blackhawks going to have to burn a timeout because they had one less guy in the field, Robert.
Wow. All right, we'll tell you what, they'll take a timeout. We will too. Back in 30 seconds, Beaver County Radio.
Al's Corner is not just for gas. That's right. They offer gas, of course, but also fresh food and snacks every day. Let Al's do the cooking. They make fresh subs on their homemade bread daily. They offer hot foods like tacos, fish on Friday, plus wraps, salads, and more. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make a visit to Al's Corner in Koppel. Call Al's today to place your order. Make your football party be the envy of your family and friends. Follow them on Facebook for their daily specials. That's Al's Corner on the corner off Route 18 and 351 in Koppel.
All right, now Blackhawk. After the timeout, 4th and 2, they are in punt formation. And back to punt for Blackhawk is Trenton Mock, the sophomore. And back deep to return at the 33-yard line for Beaver Falls. The snap, the kick, it is away, and it is a very high spiraling kick that's going to bounce out of bounds. And the referees are going to say that's at the 37-yard line. So the Tigers will have it 1st and 10 at the 37. 6:14 to go in the third quarter. And let's go down to the sideline. Tank Latham and get the latest from Tank. Tank, it looks as though these teams just trying to fill each other out, not quite sure what they're doing as coming out from the third quarter. Normally those halftime adjustments produce a few more results than we've seen so far.
Yeah, they're definitely playing a game of chess here. It's little moves here and there, trying to figure out the chinks in the armor. This game is going to come down to who has the ball last and who's basically worked harder.
All right.
And one thing is that they don't forget Blackhawk has punted away from the speed guys 2 times in a row.
Xavier Clark, shotgun. Sellers on his hip, hands it off to Sellers, gets out to the 40-yard line, maybe the 41. Pickup of about 4 on that dive play. Isaiah Sellers, a sophomore, so you have 2 sophomores in the backfield right now with Christian Dawkins and Isaiah Sellers, still waiting on the return of Christian Dawkins, who's no longer on the bench getting taped up. Not seeing him on the sideline at this point.
Well, next man up, as they say, but people don't realize how important that is. You don't want to get the ball into the hands of the speed guys. So Blackhawk knows that. Coach Wickline, both times, punted it out of bounds.
3 wide receivers to the near side, ball on the far hash mark. Handoff, nope, decides to keep it himself. And Xavier Clark losing yardage on that play. Where are they going to mark him out? It looked as though he came out around the 35 to 34-yard line. They're going to give him forward progress, though.
Yeah. That
will be back at the original line of scrimmage. And good news, Christian Dawkins is back in the lineup.
Good for him, good for them. You know, one thing, I don't know whether they got a spy on him or what, but, I mean, somebody's breaking through that backfield and right there and just got arms around him before he got a chance to even move.
So Clark on the shotgun. Dawkins on his left side, 1 wide receiver far side, 2 near side, tight end on the right side. He's back to pass, looking, doesn't see anybody, trying to find some room, makes a man miss, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe a gain of a yard, and that's it. And we have an injured Cougar that's down on the field, and he seems to be in some degree of pain, reaching down to his leg. Hopefully it's just a cramp. And this is typical at this time of year.
Exactly.
Young guys come out here, it gets warm, they don't drink enough, not enough Gatorade. And in order to deal with the cramps correctly and the potential of them, you got to worry about hydration days before the game starts.
That's exactly right. And another thing that was explained to me by our former colleague, Mr. Fry, is that you, in practice, have different moves than you do in a regular game. You're at a top speed in a regular game, and you're practicing sometimes at half speed, not at full speed. You're not tackling as much in practice, and now you come under the lights. You probably haven't hydrated as much as you should, as you pointed out, and thus I've been to games, as you have before, where this time of year, for the first month sometimes, I've seen 8, 10, 12 sometime a game. We've seen 2 tonight, which is not bad for this kind of weather. It's not as hot this year early on than it was last year, but we still have quite a bit of summer to go. So
Blackhawk is leading Beaver Falls 7-6, 4:34 to go in the third quarter. As they work out the cramps, we'll come back in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
Patriot Home Care is now hiring caregivers. Are you a caring and compassionate individual looking for a reliable income with benefits? Then call Patriot Home Care today. Benefits include health insurance, life insurance, paid vacation after 1 year, and 1.5 times hourly pay for overtime plus holiday hours. Patriot Home Care employees provide personal care, conversation and companionship, medication reminders, light housekeeping and laundry, meal preparation, and errands. Start your career in home care today and call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or apply online at patriothomecare.org.
4th and 9, so Beaver Falls is set to punt it away. Man deep for Blackhawk, back at the 34-yard line. The kick is away. It is a high end-over-end kick. Bounces it around the 37-yard line and then ultimately downed by number 4, Derek Beck, the safety. Well, and now Blackhawk has it 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line.
It looks like Blackhawk has adjusted on defense. They've given up a couple of good runs here in the third quarter, but they've held Beaver Falls at bay, turnover on downs and punt. They're limiting the bigger runs, and they're finding ways to get into the backfield. We'll see with Beaver Falls if they can counterpunch.
Chevalier, shotgun formation. Back to pass, swing pass over to McCarthy. McCarthy runs right into a Beaver Falls Tiger right behind the line of scrimmage. Back to the line, maybe. Looks as though they're actually going to say he lost one on that play. Little swing pass out to the right, sniffed out by the Tigers.
Usually that, we got somebody, I don't think we got another cramp from Blackhawk. A guy went down in a lot of pain after he walked away. I think he's got a cramp. But, on that play, you want the guy to swing around the end, but he stopped and cut through as if there was supposed to be a hole there, a block there, and there wasn't. He ran right into 3 Beaver Falls players. So either someone missed a block or he missed the assignment, but that did not work out well for Blackhawk, and they lost a yard. So that is not the way that play is designed to work.
Tank's on the sideline. Tank, you're seeing a lot of players that are dealing with cramps so far. When you were on the coaching side of things, how important was it for hydration, and was there ever a time where you just told everybody, go get something to drink, everybody right now?
Hydration is number one. We actually used to do team meals on Thursdays, and I actually used to sneak in pickle juice in the Gatorade, let them drink the entire jug before they left for the night. So
I like that. Pickle juice instead of the Gatorade. That's one way to make sure you keep your minerals up and you keep the hydration levels high.
I want to hear about how much water Tank ingested when you jumped into the Beaver River, was it, Tank, when you were a kid? What happened there?
I did that all the time, but I did it for fun whenever we beat Beaver Falls for a jug. River water, I was about 20 years old inside that jug. I didn't even get sick.
The things you can get away with when you're that age. This age, they're calling 911 for you after you do something like that. You're getting an ambulance trip somewhere. All right, here we go. Blackhawk now back at it. Shotgun formation. Wide receivers near side. They're stacked up in a trip. One wide receiver to the top. Chevalier. One man on his hip. Back to pass. Throws over to that single wide receiver. Great catch and a pickup of about 11 on that play. Easy first down pickup for the Cougars. They really made it look as though the ball was going to come over this side, near side on a wide receiver screen or something. Instead, they had that one-man isolation and were able to capitalize.
Again, short passes for him, only a few over 15 yards, short 5 to 10 yarders, and then you get yards after catch, making him get more confidence, quick hitters, and there's a penalty on Beaver Falls, and they're going to rock off another 10 yards. So basically what you're doing is giving him success, giving him some confidence, and letting him get his feet underneath him and not hold on to the ball a long time and get sacked.
Actually, there was a 15-yarder. They're all the way down inside the 40-yard line, close to the 36 now. Blackhawk has it. Chevalier, shotgun, man on his left hip, man in motion across the formation. Sets up, handoff, right up the middle. Nice pickup, moving the pile all the way down to the 32-yard line.
And the way this game has gone, if Blackhawk, they're going to huddle up again real quick. They're not even going to huddle up. We'll make my point after this play.
That was a really nice run by Ryan Pursuta. Ryan Pursuta in the game for McCarthy. McCarthy maybe just getting a little bit of rest at this point. They're going to need him a lot throughout the entire season. So you want to give him his reps, but at the same time, you want to give him his rest too.
False start on Blackhawk.
False start on Blackhawk. They back him up 5 yards.
And this could be, we're getting late in the third quarter, and, the way things have gone for Beaver Falls offensively in the third quarter, this could be a game-defining drive for the Cougars. I know it's still early, but they score here, it could be trouble.
3 wide receivers near side, wide receiver screen, catch, caught, running down the sideline, inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line. And that catch by number 5, Jorian Harris, the 6'2 junior, 215 pounds. And thank you very much, Tank. Brandon McCarthy, one of those individuals that are suffering from cramps. He's on the sideline right now trying to get the fluids up higher. And there was a penalty flag on the play. So a really nice screen pass for Knopp. They're backing them up again for the Cougars.
Yeah, and Tank taking those photos, it's more than one guy. And sometimes it's in the first quarter, sometimes it's in the third. But when you get numerous guys at one time, did everybody take those water breaks like they were supposed to?
Jack Chevalier, quarterback. He's in the shotgun formation. Pursuta on his left hip. 3 wide receivers at the top, 1 here at the bottom. They're moving from left to right. Ball's on the near hash mark at the 46-yard line. Inside handoff to Pursuta, and he gets it inside the 45, down around the 44. And we're setting up a 3rd and long here. It looks as though like a 3rd and about 18 yards to go. They have to get all the way down inside the 30, down near to the 26 for the first down marker.
Well, penalties have really hurt Blackhawk. They hurt them in the first quarter a little bit. They improved some, now hurting them again. 2 big ones here in the last 3 plays.
3 wide receivers wide to the top, far side of the field. Ball in the near hash mark. Chevalier back, looking, has a man deep. Can he connect? He does. Catches it at the midfield area, right between the hash marks, and is able to take it all the way down. Brady Mayer with that catch reception and takes it all the way down inside the 15-yard line, down to near the 12.
You know, pass defense just not there for Beaver Falls. There were at least 2 guys open, 1 across the middle, 1 on the left-hand side, and he hit one of them, and big gainer, and they're in business.
Looks as though they're going to go Wildcat here. Wildcat with number 2, Hayden McGilly. Man in motion. Takes the snap, keeps it himself over the right side, trying to find some room, and Beaver Falls sniffing it out. Sellers on the tackle, coming up from his linebacker position to make that stop.
A punch, counter punch there, and Beaver Falls with a nice play on defense. They step up, and that's a loss of 2. It might not mean a lot, but, you know, not a positive gain. So now you just hold tough and at best hold them to a field goal attempt. You don't want them scoring a touchdown here. You keep it within a touchdown, you're still obviously in the game.
1 minute to go till the end of the quarter, under a minute now. And Chevalier back at quarterback. McCarthy at tailback. And a whistle. Penalty, false start against Blackhawk. So a huge play to get them deep into the red zone. And now a play for a loss of yardage, and now a penalty. Now you're looking at 2nd and 17.
That's 3 penalties on them this drive. I mean, nice big plays there, but that's 3 big penalties. And, you know, if you're Beaver Falls, you really, really want to keep backing them up. Big play here on 2nd down.
Blackhawk, 2 timeouts, 33 seconds to go in the quarter. Running clock, back to pass, looking, screen pass to McCarthy, has it around the hash marks, all the way down inside the 10-yard line, close to the 8-yard line. And now we're looking at a 3rd and what looks to be about 4 yards for Blackhawk as we're getting close to the end of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, each team with the ball twice in the quarter, and that's it, boy. Well, I'll tell you what, time has flown in this 3rd quarter.
Once again, it's Blackhawk 7, Beaver Falls 6. At the end of 3 on Beaver County Radio.
The unexpected happens. When it does, you have peace of mind that you can rely on your local insurance agent. As an independent agency, S.E. Snyder in Rochester can represent you to several insurance companies so we can get you the best coverage for the best price. We pride ourselves in customer service and honest sales. You shouldn't feel pressured with an insurance quote, so if you need a quote or have questions about the coverage you need, talk with us until you're satisfied. Call S.E. Snyder Insurance Agency in Rochester today at 724-774-3584.
J. Young Refuse and Industry is proud to be an integral part of Beaver County for the past 36 years. Featuring a wide range of recycling services for contracted areas, they are sure to help you get the job done. The J. Young Refuse team of professional drivers consistently exceed safety and service throughout the day, while their customer service representatives take professionalism to the next level. J. Young Refuse offers both commercial and residential pickup as well. Call J. Young Refuse at 724-495-6199 today.
Coming up after the game, the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show hosted by Mike Azadi.
Hey, thank you, sir. Myself and Ryan Garazunas. We're going to have coach interviews, media interviews, and scores, and
calls too, right?
You can call in, and those of you that call in every year, keep calling in. We're going to the all-new post-game show.
McCarthy, Wildcat, over that left side looking for some room. He has the line. Can he get to the corner? He does. Touchdown, Cougars. McCarthy and that Wildcat, he ran over that left side earlier for 58 yards, got himself a touchdown. And in this one, it was same run over that left side Wildcat for about 13 yards and a touchdown for the Cougars.
Yeah, just wearing them down a little bit. I think that Beaver Falls getting a little tired now. They're not fully too deep. Still a lot of young guys, still on the learning curve. They missed some opportunities in that first half. They could have had a lead. Still not out of it, but boy, now you got to figure they're going to have to score and get a 2-point conversion now.
They are lined up for the kick. Here comes the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 14-6, the Cougars over the Tigers. 11:51 to go in the fourth quarter. More coming up in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
Attention seniors, did you know that by being a part of Silver Sneakers, you can receive a Beaver County YMCA membership for no additional cost? More than 16 million Medicare members have access to the Silver Sneakers program. Just give our member service representatives a call, and we'll take care of the rest. For more information, give us a call at 724-891-8439. Again, that's 724-891-8439.
Coming up before the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show, we have the Electric Garage Doors post-game show. We'll have coaches' interviews, and we will also be naming the CCBC players of the game and hopefully getting a couple of those interviews as well. That's all coming up in the post-game show.
Our guys on the field, Cowboy Dan and Mr. Tank Latham did a great job last year garnering the interviews and getting the kids and coaches. 2 seasoned veterans down there now.
That's right. So once again, set for the kickoff, Blackhawk and their kicker, Will Brown, who's been booming it, knocks this one all the way down to about the 7-yard line, taken there, get out to the 20, 25, and then met actually at the 24. I thought he was making the 25, and then a Cougar hit him, and he went backwards immediately.
You know what? Blackhawk has done a better job of tackling in this third quarter. Don't know what was said at halftime, but they're playing much better in this half than they did in the first half. Even though they made some mistakes, I think Blackhawks played definitely better than Beaver Falls in this half, where I thought the first half was maybe Beaver Falls 55-45, maybe, even though they trailed by 1 point.
11:43 now, fourth quarter. Beaver Falls needing a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to be able to tie this game. Xavier Clark shotgun. Christian Dawkins on his left hip. Wide receivers, 3 near side, 1 far side, ball right in the middle. Dawkins has it, tries to juke a little bit, and gets a pickup of about 2 right up the middle, running behind Big Jesseman.
Yeah, and another thing Blackhawk has done is they have really done a good job, I think, this half of clogging up the middle of the line. They're trying to stop what Beaver Falls has done well, which was run up the middle with their lead back. So they've done a good job of sewing them up, and let's see if they can continue to do it. In Beaver Falls, you got to figure at the rate this is going, they might only touch the ball a couple more times.
Back to pass, throwing it out to the left side and makes the completion out to the 40-yard line. How about that one?
Yep.
Keyshawn Jamison able to grab that and take it upfield. First down for Beaver Falls.
And I think that you get some confidence in this young man. Same thing, short passes, quick short passes to your talented guys. See if they can break a run. If not, they get 5, 10, 15 yards and move the ball down the field. There's Hank Stram used to say, matriculate the ball down the field, or whoever the old coach was that said that. Move the ball, keep moving the sticks.
Blackhawks defense, 4 guys down with their hands in the dirt, but they are smaller guys that are able to make some pretty impressive moves at time, like that one there, where Xavier Clark handed off to Christian Dawkins, and he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1. We'll see what the official call is. They're going to call it 2nd and 9.
Well, you figure you want to loosen them up with the pass to get to the run. Blackhawk has stopped the run pretty much consistently in this half. I think if Beaver Falls wants to win this game or have a chance to it, they're going to have to throw more. And instead of once every 6 or 7 plays, maybe every other play to loosen up that defense, because right now they're stopping that run.
Beaver Falls continues to set up with 4 wide receivers trying to spread out the defense, and now there's a penalty, offsides against Blackhawk. Beaver Falls needed that to get a couple of yards, so now instead of a 2nd and 9, it's going to be a 2nd and 4 for the Tigers. So they run 3 and 4 wide a lot in order to try to spread out the defense, to give Christian Dawkins a little bit more running room, maybe give Xavier Clark a little more running room. But right now, Blackhawk is staying in their base defense.
But they're four guys. The 4 down linemen for Blackhawk are doing such a good job of stopping that run. So first half, again, a little bit of an advantage to Beaver Falls, I felt, line play-wise, but this half, definite advantage to Blackhawk.
Yeah, it looks as though they're running 4 down linemen and 2 linebackers with an extra defensive back, and they're able to contain, for the most part, Christian Dawkins' handoff right up the middle, and he's out to the 50-yard line, and it's about whether or not they're going to wave him through, and the officials do. So first down pickup for Dawkins, and now Beaver Falls right on the edge of Cougar territory.
And this is big now because they, other than that touchdown, and again, they got that in their back pocket. How well will they go to the well again and try the Kenny Jewell fly pattern? Will they try that again? 9 minutes to go in this game, and time is flying because the clock is running with this running offense. So they may not have it too many times after this.
Ball on the far hash mark. Clark back to pass, throws it, and gets tipped at the line of scrimmage. At number 11 for Blackhawk. Who was that was able to get his hand up? Jamison Feely. We've not called his number much throughout this evening, but Jamison Feely, the senior, 6 foot 190, was able to get his paw up there and bat that ball aside, and the ball went incomplete.
Yeah, it stops the clock, and he's got to know his lanes. Sophomore quarterback. He's done well running the ball. What has he done throwing the ball? Not a lot. He has that touchdown pass, so we know he has a decent arm. But midfield, a lot of time to go.
Second down, handoff, Dawkins right over that left side, right up the hash mark, and he's able to get down to the 46-yard line, pick up a 4. So it's now going to be 3rd and 6. And this is a pretty manageable situation. If you can get 3-4 yards, and all of a sudden you feel pretty comfortable about going forward on 4th down with 8:39 to go in a running clock, you're looking at 4 down territory a lot more than you normally would.
Biggest coaching decision of the night, obviously, but do you run it again and hope he gets 4 or 5 yards? Do you risk throwing it again here? He's going to have to throw some if they want to score. I don't think they're going to be able to do it with all running. We'll see what they do here.
Kenny Jewell all by himself at the top. Xavier keeps it right up the middle, right up that hash mark where the ball was set, and he's able to get a good first down pickup all the way down to the 36-yard line. What that made that play work was that Christian Dawkins crossed right in front of him. The defenders went with him a little bit. Xavier decided to keep it
and go
run right up the middle.
That's a big play because now you're inside the 40, and now there's time, and you don't have to rush so much to score. You're not desperate to score here. You want to score, but you want to take your time and run the clock and not give Blackhawk that much time. Try to take the lead here.
Clark has it, hands it off to Dawkins. Dawkins right up that hash mark one more time. Here comes a flag. And when it comes from the umpire like that, you got to wonder, is it a holding penalty, maybe a face mask?
Something like that. We'll see.
We're waiting for the official call from the referee. He's talking to both of them, both the side judge that's come in and the umpire. It looks as though there was a quick point toward Blackhawk. Personal foul, face mask against the Cougars. So they'll add 15 yards.
First down.
Ooh, I'm telling you, that is big. That is big. Blackhawk, boy, Blackhawk loses this game. You're going to look back and you're going to say too many big penalties. This takes them now inside the 20. Still a lot of time on this, but now if you think ahead, now if you're Beaver Falls, they went for 2 the first time. If they would happen to score here, go for 2, you tie the game. That's what you're going to obviously try to do here, and I have to be thinking about that on the sideline.
Kenny Jewell all by himself to the left. Clark back to pass, looking downfield, dumps it off to Dawkins. Dawkins has a man to beat, makes him miss, and then gets by him just for another yard or two down around the 16-yard line. Great defensive performance by that defensive back. What was that? I think that was number 58, actually, for Blackhawk. One of the linemen able to make the stop.
I
Good
thought that
play
was
there
J.J.
by
Montgomery,
Blackhawk.
a defensive back. Maybe I'm wrong. But, boy, he came up, and that could have been a big gainer. One-on-one, guy coming out of the backfield, and he got hit at about the 18-yard line, 19-yard line. Only took it down to the 16, so a big play on defense there for Blackhawk.
Beaver Falls has the ball in the near hash mark. Clark decides to keep it, trying to get outside. Unable to. Keyshawn Jamison is able to sniff that one out and bring him down. Keyshawn Jamison. I said it wrong. Jamison Feely was the defensive end that was able to make that stop. That was Jamison Feely. Keyshawn Jamison is number 11 for the Tigers, but that was definitely Jamison Feely, showing why he was all-conference last year and a couple of big stops on this drive.
So now it's 3rd and 9. Looks like they lost a yard on that play. So now you wonder, what are they going to do? They're going to, the last 2 run plays didn't succeed, but they've been really successful with the run.
Kenny Jewell by himself at the top. They're looking for him. Slant pattern. Did he catch it? It looks as though he did inside the 10-yard line.
They're 1 yard short. That is a good play. 4th and 1 at the 10.
Yeah, they're going to call
about
it
a
2.
yard and a half.
Yeah, they need to get close to the 8. So they're going to call it 4th and 2. You've got to go for it here. Under 5.5 to go in the fourth quarter.
One play they haven't gone to in a while is that option, read pass option, where you hold on to the ball. Do you give it to the running back? Do you keep it yourself? They haven't tried that in a while.
Isaiah Sellers is in at tailback with Xavier Clark. And they got Blackhawk to jump again.
Wow. I want to tell you what. I'll say it again and again and again. But Blackhawk cannot keep doing this. That's probably the 6th or 7th penalty would have really cost them.
Do you know what, though? What a great move. What a mature move by Xavier Clark, the sophomore, to make that cadence count. Mm-hmm. And then all of the line for Beaver Falls to know that and then not move and be able to draw that jump. That was a big-time play by Xavier Clark without having to snap the ball.
4 shots at it from the 5. That's big, big, big play.
Yeah, when you have a quarterback that can make a convincing call like that.
I'm impressed by him.
To be able to draw the defense over. That's like the 3rd time he's been able to do that tonight. Full house backfield, keeps it himself up close to the goal line, brought down around the 2. So 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line for the Tigers. 4:45 to go in the fourth quarter. The clock continues to run. They're back set up. Full house backfield. Does he keep it himself? He does. Gets pushed a little bit from behind. He's down inside the 1-yard line.
Is that the tush push?
It looked a little tushy.
Tush push.
It looked a little tushy-pushy. But they're down inside the 1, about a foot out, and it sets up a 3rd and goal. 4:20 to go in the fourth quarter.
Tush push, Tank. I know you'd have loved that as a high schooler.
He wants to be.
He wants to get back in there.
At pushing.
Oh, he'd have been. No,
you kidding me?
Push him.
You kidding?
Everybody behind Tank.
Everybody full house backfield. Once again, the Clark, is he able to get in? It doesn't look like he did. He got a little bit closer, but they're saying he's short. So now it's 4th and goal, just inches away.
Blackhawk players saying they got the ball. I saw one guy pointing that he had the ball. No? Okay.
No, they're just excited about the idea that they were able to stop him. So what do you do here?
I'd give it to the big guy. Give it to your bell cow back. You tried 3 times, and you've only got 4 yards from the quarterback. They know he's coming. Give it to the big man.
It's either that or put Christian Dawkins under center.
Yeah, if you want to go Wildcat. Go to the big man.
Yeah, if you want to get that goal line push, put Dawkins in there. This may be a good time to call a timeout.
I was thinking the same thing. This is your chance. This is it. I mean, not that,
They're going to call a timeout.
Really
Play clock is down to 2 seconds, 1 second. All right, Mooney calls timeout, and now they're going to discuss this. Yeah. Let's go down to Tank. Tank, you're in this situation. It's 4th down. You've not been able to get a touchdown on a couple of quarterback dives, full house backfield, trying to go with a little bit of a tush push there. What do you do in this spot?
Well, it all depends on how well practicing all week with these situations. Coaches will emulate these in practice. I personally would keep going with the tried and true one like they've been running, and it's going to pop through eventually. They have the better offensive line.
Yeah.
Do you put Dawkins in at Wildcat and let him take the snap under center?
No.
All right, stick with Xavier Clark. He's your quarterback. He's your guy.
Handoff.
And then do you go with Christian Dawkins and hand it off to him and give him a quick little dive play right up the middle? That's been successful. But at the same time, Blackhawk has to realize that you got to believe they're going to put all their big guys as tight as they can right over center and guard. This is about who wants it more, Mike. Who wants it more here? Do the Tigers really want to dig down deep and get this?
Yep.
Full house backfield. Clark under center. Here comes the snap. Takes it. Here comes the push. Does he get in the end zone? It looks as though he does.
Yes,
Touchdown,
he does.
Tigers.
Wow. So they got two guys behind them to push this time. And while we have a chance, since we haven't, Fried Transportation Instant Update Desk. Moon and Trinity 7-7. How about this one? Rochester 20, Osh 0. I was led to believe that Rochester was going to struggle, but they've got enough to be up on Osh, although Osh lost some talent. And Hopewell, the headlines are true. Hopewell 56, Riverside nothing.
All right, this is big. Xavier Clark, shotgun formation. Christian Dawkins on his right side. Wide receivers, one-on-one, man in motion across the formation. This is the two-point conversion. Does he have the reception? He does, but he doesn't catch it inside the end zone. So Blackhawk comes out of this one.
Who is that,
able
18?
to stop
28?
That two-point conversion. Yeah, I believe it was number 18. So now Blackhawk up 14-12, 3:12 to go in the fourth quarter.
London Haskins with the play of the day so far. He caught the ball, and as soon as the ball was caught by the Beaver Falls player, he got tackled immediately by London Haskins, and that saves a tie game. Now it's 14-12. What's important about that is Beaver Falls took a ton of time off the clock. They've not had the ball. They've had the ball 3 times, and it is 3:12 to go in this game. Will they get the ball back? They're going to have to. Can't afford more than, maybe 1, maybe 2 first downs, and this game could be over.
Tank Latham with the Lisa Latham team, brokered by EXP Realty Sideline Report, and a valiant effort on that two-point conversion, but one they're going to wish they had that back.
Yeah, they needed to be in the end zone when he caught that ball instead of catching it in front of them. They had all the defensive players waiting at the goal line to just attack.
I agree. Good point, Tank.
Here comes the kickoff. It is a short kick, muffed at the 18-yard line and then out of bounds at the 15. So it was an attempted recovery by number 33.
Yeah.
And that recovery a bit muffed, and ultimately the ball out of bounds at the 15-yard line. And so now the Cougars have it, 1st and 10, 3:09 to go. And at this point, all you want to do is run the ball and burn
first
the clock.
downs. Run the ball, first downs. You get 2 or 3 first downs, this game's over. That's really important. If you're Beaver Falls, you got to be trying to strip the ball. You got to be punching at the ball. Yeah, you want to tackle, but somebody's got to punch the ball. You need a turnover here. Turnover would be huge.
Chevalier, shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers, 2 to the wide side, 1 to the near side. Man crosses in motion, handoff to McCarthy. Has it, breaks a couple of tackles. He's deep into the secondary. Safeties are holding on for dear life all the way out to the 34-yard line.
You know what I think? I could be wrong about this, but I think that missed 2-point conversion really deflated Beaver Falls and really fired up Blackhawk, because now first play after that is a big indicator. Boom, 13 yards right up the middle. They had to drag him down. They don't drag him down. He's got it to midfield or longer. So now they're going to take their sweet old time and burn another 20 seconds before they run the play. So
2:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Running clock down to 11 seconds. And it looks as though he's going to go down as much as he possibly can.
You have to.
Jack Chevalier, quarterback, takes a snap, hands it off, dive play right up the middle. Pickup of about 1 on the play, but more importantly, the clock continues to run.
Timeout.
And a timeout now has been called.
Yeah, you're going to wonder how long before Beaver Falls. They're looking at the clock. You can't wait too long because you wait another 30 seconds, now you take it down to 155. You wait another play, you take it down to 130, and all of a sudden you have hardly any time left, and you have to stop them on fourth. Now you stop the clock, you burn your timeouts, you hope you stop them. If you don't, game's over. You got to give yourself some time.
It's interesting. They may not have to burn a timeout here because there's a Cougar that's down on the ground. It looks as though there's some type of minor injury we're dealing with here. So they have 2 timeouts that are showing on the scoreboard. They may give them that timeout back.
Did they burn one earlier this half? I can't remember. And will they give it to him back, or did they call it before they realized the guy was down? That's it. I mean, if you call the timeout, then the guy falls. That might have just answered it.
Okay, so
we couldn't hear. The referee
Jamison Feely back up under his own power, able to walk off the field.
Still only shows 2.
Yeah, he's looking good. So he was down for a little bit, but he's walking off under his own power, which is fantastic news.
Yes. But if you're Beaver Falls, it's now 2nd down. My opinion is you got to burn them here. You can't let them take a lot of time off the clock,
yes,
or you're going to have no time left in this game.
2nd and 9, 2:22 running clock here. The play clock is at 20 seconds. And they're going to let this thing wind itself down as far as they can, down around the 2-minute mark before we get a snap of the ball.
Scoreboard's wrong. It's 2nd down.
Chevalier back, takes it, keeps it himself. Oh, Wildcat is what that is. McCarthy on the Wildcat.
Yep.
Keeping it over that left side. Nice pickup. Able to get down close to the 40-yard line. They're going to call it the 38, actually. He has to get to the 43 for a first down. So it's a 3rd and short.
Call that
and
timeout
now
again.
Beaver Falls timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. Back with more on Beaver County Radio.
Hey you, looking to finally wrap up that big project but can't find that last tool you need to get the job done? Go to D&G Rentals. D&G Rentals of Beaver Falls is the multi-tool of Northwest Pittsburgh in finding equipment rentals of all kinds. Whether it's renting a straight head grinder for a week or a circular saw for a few hours, D&G has you covered with everything you need for bargain prices. Visit D&G Rentals in Beaver Falls today and indulge in the most complete equipment rental store Northwest Pittsburgh has to offer.
1:57 to go in the fourth quarter. The Cougars up by 2, 14-12. And this is a very, very crucial 3rd down play for the Cougars.
Huge.
Because if they can get a first down, they can milk the rest of the
Yes.
clock because the Tigers only have 1 timeout.
Stop them here. Now Blackhawk has to make a decision. Go for it. I doubt it. You better punt.
And so the Cougars have it. Play clock is under 20 seconds, but the game clock is not moving, so there's no advantage for them of having this thing wind down, but that they are. Wildcat, McCarthy has it, trying to get wide. Does he have the angle?
No.
He is close, though. He's within about a yard that he needed for the first down. So now a decision to make for Wickline. Do you go for it on 4th down, get the 1 yard, and then just ice the game from there at this point, or do you go ahead and punt it away and trust your defense? Which
It's
would you
about
choose?
a yard and a half. To be honest with you, at this point in the game, you've led the whole way. You've your team, great defensive play after you penalty upon penalty, and then they scored. If you go for it and you don't make it, which you should be able to make a yard, but you fumble a snap, there's a problem. Something happens. You give them the ball at the 43 or closer with about a minute and a half left. Do you want to give a team with speed and some weapons that kind of time left? No. I say you got a great punter, punt the ball, get it down inside the 20, get it out of bounds, make them go 80 yards in a minute and a half. And if your defense can't hold them, then you don't deserve to win. I would punt, but we'll see.
It looks as though they're coming out and going for it on 4th down.
Or trying to draw them off sides. I'd be very surprised, but that's just me.
They're lined up, everybody nice and tight. Looks as though they're going to do a quarterback sneak here with Jack Chevalier. He has it. He's going for it.
No.
Did he get the push? They gave him the push.
Yeah.
He got it. He bounced out from around that pile, kept his feet about him, and was able to get first down yardage out to the 45. So it's 1st and 10 a minute 40 to go, running clock, this game is over.
Yeah, younger coaches are going to take those chances. Some coaches' mentality is, you know something, man, I don't want to risk a run back, maybe a big play. Older coaches never would have tried that. They would have punted the ball and let the defense win the game. Here's the situation. Younger coaches, they're going to make it exciting to the end of the game, and you got your 1 yard. But I tell you, he barely got it on that last push, Robert.
Yeah, it looks as though they're in victory formation.
Oh, yeah, it
Play
is now.
clock is under 5 seconds.
And it's a shame.
And they may take a delay of game here and not even bother running a play.
You know, I mean, and it's a shame for Beaver Falls. I know they're going to be disappointed, but I got to tell you, and we'll get a lot more from Tank and from and us. You know, it's. I know their coach won't be happy with a 2-point loss. They're going to feel they had this game, and you know, a couple of things go right in the first half, a couple of more plays in that second half, and I think they come away victorious. Blackhawks got to be happy with a win, but you know, at the same time, they have work to do because I go back to what you said in the pregame and what you said at halftime. If they don't improve their mistakes, they're going to have a tough time in Parkway.
Oh, yeah.
They really are. I mean, they got some nice
play great
players.
Football and still have a very difficult time.
They're gonna have a tough time. You know, when you got to play Montour, Aliquippa, you know, when you got to play the schedule, they're going to have to play. They're looking at, if things don't go well, they could have a really bad season again. I hope it doesn't happen for them, but Beaver Falls, they can hold their head high. I know they're going to be happy with a loss here, but
victory formation takes a snap. Tank Latham with the Lisa Latham team brokered by eXp Realty Sideline Report. Tank, was it a bold call to you to go for it on fourth down there, or would you have decided to punt as well?
I personally would have gone for it myself as well. You got a couple really good backs over here on Blackhawk's side, and their defense has been playing well. Beaver Falls has not been getting those big chunk plays, so I felt that was the right call.
Thank you very much, Tank. Do appreciate it. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, we will have the Electric Garage Doors post-game show after this knee, and that is the final knee of the game. Then afterwards, we'll have the Tolcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. And Tank, your players, both Blackhawk and Beaver Falls, for CCBC Player of the Game.
For Blackhawks Player of the Game, I'm saying Braden McCarthy. He was there on offense and on defense, and he scored most of the touchdowns. And then for Beaver Falls, I would say quarterback Xavier Clark really impressed me as a young quarterback.
All right, very good. Appreciate that. What do you think about that?
I would 100% agree with Pank. The Beaver Falls could be a toss-up. Their running back was pretty good, but I was really impressed with that quarterback, the sophomore quarterback. I'm going to agree with Tank.
All right. For me, I think it's an automatic with Braden McCarthy. 2 touchdowns, one of them for 58 yards, and the second one to pretty much put the game out of reach, barring a 2-point conversion. But for me, though, I really like Christian Dawkins. I mean, when you see what he did in the first half, to be able to run the ball as well as he did. He got injured.
He did.
And I'm sure it impacted his ability to be able to move the ball. But you also have to give props to Xavier Clark.
Yeah.
The way he was able to control things, run the ball himself, throw a couple of big passes, including the touchdown pass.
The touchdown pass was big, and he overcame a couple early bad passes. But that play where he, twice, 3 times he drew them off sides with the count. He played much more of a veteran, as a veteran. That's why I gave it to him.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll go.
You got outvoted. No. You got outvoted.
I understand it. So Xavier Clark is the CCBC Player of the Game for Beaver Falls, and Brandon McCarthy for the Blackhawk Cougars. Once again, Blackhawk winning 14-12.
We're keeping an eye out for Tank. In the meantime,
Tank is doing his best to be able to track down some players, maybe a coach's interview. We'll see if Wickline is willing to talk. He wasn't willing to talk at halftime.
You're going to have to now.
But after a victory, maybe he'll say more than a couple of words.
How about this
I hear the over-under is 3.5.
How about that? This game early in Montour in Central Valley. They don't play in the same conference anymore, because Central Valley is 3A, Montour is 4A. Back in the day, they had battles. How about this battle? 20-20 in the fourth quarter.
20-20. Yep. Let's go through, while Tank is doing his best to be able to get some interviews, let's go through the Fry Transportation update desk from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth with the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, the broadcast with the Electric Garage Door postgame show. Talk to us.
Yeah, recently I'm waiting for some more scores to pop in. Moon and Trinity 7-7, Rochester 20, Olsh 0. Ryan Garazun is trying to get some scores. Riverside down to Hopewell 56-0. That game likely over. Montour and CV 20-20. Earlier scores, Mohawk was beating the Shannock 19-13. Go ahead. You can rate them. Go ahead. You got some time scores. Go ahead.
Okay, here's what we have here. Recent updates. New Brighton over Shenango, 12-7.
Okay.
Another score we have, Hopewell all over Riverside, 56-0.
Yep, good. Yep.
Montour and Central Valley, 20-17. Latest score is at halftime.
That's 20-20 now.
And let's see what we have here. Rochester all over Olsh, 20-0. Moon and Trinity tied at 7 at the half is the latest we have. Southside on top of Stowe Rocks, 48-6. And it looks as though Tank may very well have himself an interview. Tank Latham on the sideline with the post-game interview. Tank, are you there? Maybe he's not there. Hello, Tank.
Yes, sir. I'm here with the coach here.
Go ahead.
Hi, Coach. That was a tough game there, but you pulled it through. They say tough steel is sharpened by iron. So tell me a little bit about that end of the call to go ahead and go for it at the end.
Yeah, you just got to go for the jugular sometimes. I mean, the last thing we wanted to do was put our punt team out there and give Beaver Falls a chance, and, worked out in our favor.
Yeah, you guys got a great group of kids. The thing you told me at the beginning of the game was team bonding and unity and playing as one. I think you definitely are on the right track with that. I was standing on your sideline for the second half. They were all up for everybody. No one had to head down whenever the tide started changing a little bit. Speak a little bit about how that worked out in the offseason.
Well, the truth is, you go through adversity. That's going to strengthen your bond, and that was we faced a lot of adversity throughout the game, and I'm just proud of our players and our staff. We came together instead of being divided and pointing fingers. A lot of cats were cramping.
Yeah.
Personnel issues, what have you. A lot of kids had to step up, and we got the job done. It wasn't pretty, but a dub's a dub.
Hey, it's Western Pennsylvania football there.
Absolutely.
Good job, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Tell Coach we're going to call him probably in about another hour or so in the post-game show.
Mike's going to call you.
All right, we're going to go here. Now we have the CCBC
player
of the game.
Braden McCarthy here. All right, first off, I got something new for you. CCBC, I got a little Titan there for you, player of the game. Hey, talk to me a little about that first touchdown where you went in a Wildcat and all of a sudden you put on the afterburners and took off.
Yeah, there was a little bit of miscommunication there, and we ran the complete wrong play. But it just opened up, and I saw a hole, so I just ran, turned my track speed on, and went.
Oh, that's like playing in a playground ball there a little bit, huh? Oh, that's good stuff. So tell me a little, what is your plans after Blackhawk High School football?
I wanted to attend a 4-year college to play at the next level anywhere. I'd be happy to play anywhere.
Well, I think you are well on your way. Keep working hard. Great job today.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you very much on that one. And the CCBC player of the game for Beaver Falls, the sophomore quarterback, Xavier Clark.
Yes, Xavier, great job today. You showed some great leadership out there. Of course, obviously, you hope that scoreboard was a reverse on the other side, but I'm telling you, I was watching you guys a couple games last year. You're well on your way. Talk to me a little bit about the offseason.
We put in as much work as we could to bounce back from what we were. I think we're a lot better this year, and you'll see a bunch more wins than we were last year. We just got to keep working. That's the name of the game.
Well, one of the things I was most impressed with Tank was his ability to be able to draw Blackhawk off sides. That just seemed like a junior senior move to be able to have that kind of cadence to do that and keep his line in check at the same time.
Yeah, they're saying that they were impressed that you were able to pull the Blackhawk defense off sides a lot of times there in key points where you were able to use your cadence. Is that something you guys practiced in camp, in the off season, whenever you're in situations like that, or is that just something come natural?
It comes natural. I practice it a lot at home, at work, wherever I am. I just say my cadence. I work on it to get them opponents off sides and jumping to get us an extra 5 yards or 15.
Hey, Tank.
Yeah, Mike.
Ask the young man, did he know coming into camp that he was going to be the starter this year?
Did you know you were going to be the starter coming into camp, or was it a battle?
It was kind of a battle, but I knew in my mind I wanted to be starter, and I worked for it super hard. I went to extra practices, got my myself in a position that I could be starter quarterback, and now I am. So
ask him one more. How does he work it? Because he had some moves, the Lamar Jackson type things. He's very quickest guy on the field.
So they're saying up there you've got some really good footwork and skills and moves.
How does he work on that?
How do you work on your footwork skills to get yourself to be faster and quicker than everybody else out here?
That's all credit to my coach. His name is Coach Carter. You'll see him, Darrell Carter. He was a part of the 27th football team, Beaver Falls. Go check him out. He works with me a lot on that stuff, so I give credit to him.
Well, congratulations. You got yourself a CCBC Titan squishy there as well. Congratulations, CCBC Player of the Game.
Thank you very much, Tank. Do appreciate it. We'll come back with more with the Electric Garage Door Open postgame show coming up in just a couple of moments. Blackhawk 14, Beaver Falls 12 on Beaver County Radio.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com. When you talk about community involvement and safety, the name Fry stands at the forefront in Beaver County. Fry Transportation's mission is to continue to raise the bar as the gold standard in their industry by providing the safest, most reliable, and cost-efficient transportation service in Beaver County through their strong relationships with their communities, best-in-their-class drivers, equipment, and technology. There's nothing more important than the safety of their students, employees, and community members. Fry Transportation, where the quality of their organization is characterized by the makeup of the individual behind the wheel.
Has your smile recently been intercepted by a bad cavity, stains, or damage that's been driving you crazy? Don't worry. Dr. Timothy Lip in Lip Dentistry is the Hail Mary your teeth have been needing. Located in Beaver Falls and Robinson Township, Lip Dentistry has been a trusted business for families in the greater Pittsburgh area to touch down at for over 2 decades. Make sure to rush over to lipdentistry.com and register for an appointment today and get 25% off your first cleaning. Don't fumble the opportunity to make Lip Dentistry your office of the future and make an appointment today.
This is Cindy Haladio for Friendly Federal Credit Union with a sizzling update. Hot weather can be uncomfortable, especially when your air conditioning needs fixed. Hot deals, well, that's a different story, right? Friendly Federal Credit Union is offering hot deals on home equity loans. Now, about that air conditioning, beat the heat and get the money to fix the thing with a hot deal home equity loan at Friendly Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Lace up your cleats and rush on over to Zuki Sports Tavern. From their award-winning wings to their wide selection of ice-cold beverages, Zuki's is the place to go to watch your favorite team. Zuki's also has a plethora of salads, wraps, burgers, appetizers, and more. Don't want to leave and miss the action? Order online at Zukis.com/order. So what are you waiting for? Visit Zuki Sports Tavern in Falston today. Zuki Sports Tavern, big screens, bigger flavor. Stop by today and make your game day count.
What if you could meet the future you? The one with the degree, the dream job, the confidence. This fall at Community College of Beaver County, step up to the mirror and see what's possible. Whether you're fresh out of high school, changing careers, or returning to finish what you started, every class and campus experience brings you closer to who you're meant to be. See your future. Start it here at CCBC. Visit ccbc.edu/fall25.
Tri-State Sporting Arms on Main Street in New Brighton is now open. Stop in and explore their extensive selection of high-quality firearms, pistols, and accessories. Tri-State Sporting Arms also pays top dollar for used firearms. Their experienced and highly trained staff is here to assist you in selecting the right firearm for you. Stop on down to Beaver County's newest firearm store, Tri-State Sporting Arms, at 807 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, or check them out on Facebook.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the drug-free Aliquippa program. Now in its 4th year, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. Drug-Free Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
This football season, don't pass on McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Honest sales and 7 days a week emergency service have made them tops in their game for over 60 years. That's how long families just like yours have been relying on McGee for all their heating and cooling needs. Get ready now for the cooler days ahead and call McGee today at 724-375-7112. Serving the Beaver Valley, including Aliquippa, Monaca, Hopewell, and Center Township. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Family owned and operated, Main Street, Aliquippa. Good luck to all the teams who visit the Gridiron this season from McGee Heating and Air Conditioning.
A lot has changed since 1885. That's when my great-grandfather, William Andrew Hartzell, opened the doors to our family-owned and operated funeral home. This is William F. Rick Murphy from the William Murphy Funeral Home Incorporated in Rochester. Together with my son, Brian C. Murphy, we represent a business that is now flourishing into its 5th generation. Throughout that time, we've had the pleasure of experiencing many of local memories that have made Rochester and the surrounding area so great. I'll bet many of you can easily recall the H.C. Fry Glassworks, Barnett's Bootery, or even Kaufman's Department Store with its massive double-decker parking lot.
To put things in perspective, my family was already serving others at their time of need before the automobile had even been invented and the aforementioned businesses started and ended. Our commitment to serve our community with dignity and compassion has allowed the William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. to preserve a business legacy that spans nearly 140 years, and we're still here. To contact us, visit our website at William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. or call 724-775-0309.
You're tuned in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio.
You are listening to the Electric Garage Doors postgame show, and it is from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. We had the CCBC players of the game. Latest scores from the Fry Transportation Update Desk. Here's what we're looking at, courtesy of the Times Online. New Brighton 20, Shenango 7. Any surprises on that score, fellas?
You know, I don't think so. We saw New Brighton last year, Tank. We saw them really have a great new early season. It would be a big win for them. I'm not really surprised. They lost some key guys.
They lost a lot of
but they bring back
linemen.
some guys, too.
Yes.
They bring back some skill guys, too, but it's nice to see an early win.
What do you think, Tank?
I think it could have gone either way, and kudos to that coaching staff and the kids for fighting through and finding a way to win. That's one of those games that really going to come into play later in the year. Like, oh, we got that under our belt. We know how to win these games now.
Next score up. How about Central Valley and Montour? No, and initially you'd think 4A school Montour, 3A school Central Valley, but Central Valley is projected by a lot of people to be a contender for a WPIAL title once again. And they're tied up at 20 in the fourth quarter.
No surprise. I mean, Central Valley's right on the cut line from 3A to 4A. Montour was so successful last year. They bring back a lot of people. Lucero, rumors, maybe is last year, maybe not. What's the last name of the coach of Central Valley?
I can't.
Anyway, I can't. My early season. Good staffs, good teams.
Mark Lyons.
Good early season matchup. No shame in losing on either side. That's a good battle.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Like Central Valley, once again, they graduate a lot of seniors and a lot of starters there, but it seems like they got a great program, a great machine where next man up mentality.
Montour the same way.
We were talking earlier that Rochester looking at fielding a total of maybe
17 kids?
maybe 20 guys at the most.
Yeah.
And they're playing so well. Now, Olsh isn't a big school either. I mean, they're a really small 1A. But they're winning 20-0, and there were a lot of people who were thinking this was going to be a
disaster
really off season.
Gene Matzook retired. They hired outside the program in Donnie Phillips. Nothing against him, but a lot of people didn't like that. They started with, I heard, 27 kids in camp, had some injuries, had kids quit. I heard the other day 17 kids. Boy, you start the first week of the season, Tank, with 17 kids. That could be a problem. Now, Olsh lost their quarterback. They lost a lot of talent, too. I don't know what they have to come back. But for Rochester with 17 kids to be beating a team like that that's been pretty good over the years, I'm a little surprised.
I mean, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it early in the season. Like down the road in the season, it's really going to come into play whenever they get some injuries and stuff.
They got to play Freedom. They got to play single-A schools.
Those kids are tough, though.
Summit Academy.
That town, they got some tough kids. They're notorious.
If they can stay injury-free, they'll be competitive.
Yes.
With 17 kids, though. I mean, my goodness, you're hardly giving anybody a break.
I mean, Gene had like 25 at the end of last year, and they had the last 3 years have been bitten by that injury bug so bad, and that cost them. If they didn't have the injuries last year, they would have won probably 4 or 5 games and would have been competitive in the playoffs. But there's too many injuries, too many key players.
A lot of expectations in Moon for the Tigers. And they took on Trinity today, and they won 14-13.
Yeah, Moon, Ryan Lynn has done a really good job. A couple years ago, lost 22 seniors, had a bad year, then came back the next year, a big upset in the first round. He's got a good program, good coaching staff, good kids, and he's got that program on the right foot prepared. A tough conference again in 5A. There are battles every single night, but he's got those kids prepared, and that's a good early season win.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with either of those teams, but it sounds like it's early in the season, and every team is trying to figure out how their team's going to operate.
Another guy with a solid program, with a lot of solid coaches behind him. In fact, I believe Gene Matzook is a unpaid assistant advisor there.
Consultant.
There you go.
Consultants are good to be.
Nothing wrong with that.
Western Beaver and Ambridge. Ambridge, one of those 4A schools. Western Beaver, 2A. Ambridge has just had a difficult time figuring it out. Last year, there was a thought that they were going to get it together because they had a lot of kids that were in the program the entire 4 years, and they really didn't play up to expectations. And the last score we have is Ambridge is trailing Western Beaver 14-0.
Last year, the last 2 years we did their game, I believe.
Yeah, it was game of the week last year.
And so, I don't know. Sherman McBride came from Aliquippa. But you go to Ambridge, and it's a complete different mentality, and he tried to bring that mentality to Ambridge. It is a lot tougher than he thought it was going to be. I mean, he's had some successes, but not as quick as he thought it would be, and now he's in year 4, I believe, and he's lost a lot of talent. The last year was supposed to be the year for them. They didn't have a great year, and now he's starting over with a lot of new kids, and they're losing to Western Beaver, who their quarterback left.
Yeah, the drama there with the Peel story there. I mean, but Western Beaver, I know they've been working hard.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And I'm sure they're going to do really well this year, even without that quarterback that has moved on to another team.
Ambridge just seemed to be, they play a tough game against a Hopewell or someone and win, and then they play another game against New Classical the next week and not play well. They could never sustain a victory with another victory and never stack victories, and they just could never get any momentum. And again, in that conference, they're going to have a real tough time if they don't. Yeah.
One more game at the Fry Transportation Update Desk. Hopewell and Riverside. Hopewell all over Riverside. 56-0. But Hopewell, they have some real talent on this program.
Oh, yeah.
And they're looking at being contenders in the 4A Parkway.
I was even getting updates about their kicker, just booming the kickoffs through the end zone. When we talked about him last year, almost kicking a 50-yard field goal against Beaver. So, I mean, Hopewell seems like they got it together this year. Last year they had some little pieces of mortar that needed to come together, and it seems like they really shored that up.
We saw them last year
Against
Beaver. And we saw flashes of brilliance from their quarterback, and we all said, give him another year.
Yep.
Boy, this kid, you could just tell that they just weren't ready as back. You didn't have enough backups. They just didn't have enough sustained, and Beaver had a good program. And you just didn't know. You just knew that they were going to have talent. Then I heard this year they went through the summer on 7-on-7 camps, did really well, and now one of the local publications has them in the WPL as the number 5, top 5 in the WPL in 4A. That's to be what was it, 3A? I can't remember, 3 or 4, whatever they're in. That's to say something as well, because for them to really come up after us, they have struggled mightily in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, their quarterback, James Armstrong.
Yes, Armstrong.
He's only a sophomore, 6'3", 215. Just as a reminder, last year he threw for 1,372 as a freshman, 11 touchdowns, and then he's able to run the ball as well.
Yes, he has.
He is really good at this. Rushed for 746 yards, 15 touchdowns. So he's one of those quarterbacks to watch. Can you imagine what this kid's going to be able to do
I think we have them
in the next year or two?
I think we have them in week 3.
We do against Ambridge.
And we're going to see, and I got a feeling we're going to have them more than just one time. They're going to be a school we're going to see a couple of times. We're going to hear a lot from them. We're going to talk to Coach Matt Modest. We're going to get him on the coach's corner, and I'm looking forward to them because it's been a long dry spell for them in sports other than baseball. So we're looking forward to see what Hopewell can do in football.
Let's get a Boom Boom Pow DIY Solar game update. Joseph Martichek, sorry, Joseph, with this game update.
Hey, everybody. Joe Martichek with Boom Pow DIY Solar. The third quarter was pretty plain Jane. Lots of penalties here, injuries, timeouts. Both teams unable to get things going. With 7:35 left in the third quarter, Central got the ball at the Montour's 39-yard line, but after a short 15-yard punt, while freshman Ethan Bosco slips and slides for yardage early in the second quarter. Star player Ethan Scherer hurt his shoulder and has been out since early in the second quarter. Now, with 4:20 left in the third, Dominic Pratt, now the 42-yard field goal. He has a bright future kicking for Central Valley moving the ball. Montour has a freshman, Bosco, takes a big hit at the end of the third quarter. The score is actually 20-20 right now. Now, listen, I'm A+ rated with the BBB. You save a fortune. You own your own energy. Most homes will save at least 30% by going solar. I'm going to give you predictable billing, zero money out of your pocket. I'm truly the superhero of energy savings. Give me a call at 844-BOOM-POW. Back to Beaver Falls.
Much do appreciate that, Joseph. Coming up after the Electric Garage Doors postgame show, it will be the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show with host Mike Azadian. And, Mike, how are you going to put your own little mark on this show?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to try every week to talk to at least one coach in the Valley, probably from the game we do. We're going to talk to Tank Latham, and he'll give a wrap-up of this game. We're going to give scores as always. We're going to try to talk to Beaver County Times reporter if he's at a different game. If there is another reporter from another publication that is doing one of our games, say an Aliquippa game, someone like that, we'll try to get a recap for that. And, of course, we'll take some callers as well and just try to inject a little bit of difference in there. And, obviously scores and standings as we get deeper in the year. And we'll talk playoffs and things as things go along, and you never know, maybe a special guest or two.
That would be very nice. And anybody who's listening, whatever game you may have been at earlier, please call in and let Mike know and get a chance to be a game recapper extraordinaire for a couple of minutes.
Exactly. I mean, if you go to a game, and it doesn't matter what game it is, Moon, West Allegheny, Riverside, anybody, anywhere, and you're going to you could come in, you can call, you can tell us what happened in that game. If you have a score that we don't have, that's going to happen from time to time because sometimes some of the sites we get them from are a little slow in getting them in. So if you're at a game, don't be afraid to call in. We have the numbers.
Yeah, sometimes scores don't tell the whole story of the game, though. So it's really important for those people that go to those games tell us what happened at those games.
Exactly.
Of course.
And you'll call, and Ryan will answer, and let's get the numbers. You'll call 724-843-1888 or 724-774-1888. And Ryan, our producer, will answer the phone. He'll put you on hold. Tell him your name. And we don't want to call somebody caller anymore. We want to just call you by your name and interact with you and talk Beaver County football every Friday night.
Let's talk about one team in the Valley that has not played a game yet.
Okay.
And they won't play their first game until next week, and it's Aliquippa. And what's interesting is that as I'm looking at all there is to look at with Aliquippa, we know what they still have when it comes to top talent at varying positions. But it doesn't seem as though anybody's expecting a lot from them except for the fact that Coach Warfield is back.
Yeah, he's back, which is a big thing. And, you know, what Aliquippa has done, I think you guys know this from talking to Joan D'Amico, their athletic director. What they did is they made kids be responsible and have good grades. Now you got teams from Princeton and Brown and Yale coming after Aliquippa athletes. They made their kids. And we didn't always hear about why kids weren't playing in football or basketball, although the girls' basketball team did not have a girl miss a game last year due to grades, which is they were very proud of that. And you'll see kids, why isn't this kid playing? Oh, he's just not playing tonight. Well, they're not playing because they didn't make their grades. It didn't happen years ago at Aliquippa. They're making those kids not only be athletes, but they want them to be known for grades as well. And it's also starting to show up in a classroom with the younger kids now. And and some of the kids that transferred in last year, I'm going to come play for Aliquippa. Guess what? They left because they couldn't handle the school anymore. So they went back. Now, I won't say any names, but that did happen. So Mike Warfield and the administration made that happen, and Aliquippa has been a better program for it. Now, they lost some talent, but they still have. They lost Tyke Hayes, but the tank isn't always empty there at Aliquippa.
Oh, no. Once again, it's next man up mentality there. They are tough community there, and always contenders.
It might be more.
You were talking about the Ivy League, Marquise Council Jr., quarterback going to Yale.
Yep.
I love the comment that Coach Warfield said about his mom. Yes, he's a great kid. His mother has done a tremendous job. She should be praised. And I've always made the argument, when I used to be a talk show host, that if you show me a failing school district, I'll show you failing parents.
Oh, yeah.
And if you have kids that are going to Yale and getting offers like that, it's because mom and dad at home are insisting, they're demanding that they put forth their best efforts. Now, they may all not be at their best efforts, top schools like that, but there are kids, clearly what they're showing is there are kids that have gone through Aliquippa that really have it, but now they have parents who are driving them to excel.
It used to be, okay, Darrell Rivas gets through school, gets to the pros, Ty Law, they go to Pitt, they go to Michigan respectively. And then you saw a lot of other kids would go 1 year in school, get in trouble, couldn't handle grades. We don't want to mention names, but that seemed to be great athletes, but how many really made it? Because there were so many. Now, not only are they great athletes, but they're great students and great kids. And yeah, you get a couple kids transfer out. That's going to happen, but that's a good thing. They were going to have those kids be at a 2.0 to play every week, but I think the kids, from what I heard last year, I believe, we were told this, that the kids said, no, let's make it higher.
Right.
Make it 2.2, 2.3. And the kids instituted that. And
mandatory study halls if they don't have at least higher than that.
Exactly. And Mike Warfield went with that. And, it's a community thing. When we go to games there's more of a community atmosphere there than I've ever seen before. You've got kids playing out in the fields. You've got fairs. You've got people selling stuff. And it's a big event.
One of the things, too, that I think the people of Aliquippa need to appreciate about why you need to make sure that your kids get the grades, you may not have a kid who's talented enough to go to Pitt or Penn State or have the academic chops to go to Yale. But the way that D3 football was changing and what schools are doing to be able to help kids who are coming from underprivileged communities.
Grants, things like that.
There are a lot of kids that because of that financial aid that's available, you're able to go to a D3 school like a Geneva, like a W&J, a Grove City, Allegheny, that are really some of the top-tier academic schools.
Geneva's opening
absolutely.
things up.
You then make it so that you can actually go to a school like this, play football for your 4 years, have a wonderful experience, come out with a degree, and then have your life launch from that point on. being able to play under some remarkable coaches that are still committed to the idea of not only football players, but most importantly, great men.
And I think that Aliquippa has jumped ahead of numerous schools in Beaver County in academics, because now they're winning academic awards. Now it's more than just the kids in high school. It's the grade school kids. And the high school kids are setting an example for the kids. That school district has gotten better and better, where there's some other schools that have stagnated a little bit, and you don't see the discipline. And, Tyke Hayes goes to Penn State. But it's, 3 years in a row now they're going to have somebody go to the Ivy League? And, the Ivy League has a certain quotient they have that they're allowed to take athletes, but those athletes have to have good grades, too. They can't be 2.0 students. They have to be good students. And kudos to those kids for going there. And it's more than just a few kids now. You start reading into this, there's a lot more kids doing a lot of good things besides sports in Aliquippa, which is great.
I mean, when we're there at Aliquippa, it's almost like the 1990s back in Beaver County, when everybody had that, where it was standing room only.
Yes.
It was kids playing football while they're out on the football field afterwards. Everybody's there, and it's still that way in Aliquippa, and they kept that tradition strong.
Yeah, the kids look up to the guys that are in high school. They are setting examples, and they fully buy into what they're leaving as a legacy for the younger kids that are coming up, and the community is genuinely supporting all of that aspect of it. And you're right, when you go there on a Friday night, it's a packed house every single Friday. It's a wonderful time. It's a great place to do a broadcast from. For a football game, whoever it is that Aliquippa ultimately plays.
Monsoon rainstorm like last year.
Yeah,
that was a little rough against Bell Vernon. That was a little rough.
That was the lightning problem. So
yes.
Great first broadcast, fellas.
Yes,
Looking
it was.
Forward to
it
next
was
week.
absolutely fantastic.
Well, I might not be here next week. We will get we're going to see if Mr. Matsuk will take my place next week. So you'll have to do without me next week.
I'm going to miss you.
Now, you got Tank.
It's going to be difficult.
You got Tank, the sideline.
Who's this Gene guy?
You'll
Who's
know
this Gene
everybody in the press box. Everybody will know him.
Everybody was going to know this guy?
Everybody will know him.
Everybody. All right.
If Gene can't do it, it might be Frank. Or maybe it's Tank and they get Derek to do sideline. That could happen too. Because I don't want to leave you guys stranded because of the Labor Day weekend with my work, and I cannot guarantee I'll be on time, and I don't want to strand the team. So.
All right. Coming up next, we have the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show with Mike Azadian. Once again, taking your phone calls. You will hear from a cast that includes reporters, newspaper reporters, radio broadcasters, head coaches, and, of course, your phone calls coming up. Want to thank once again the people here at Beaver Falls for hosting us at Reeves Field on the campus of Geneva College, where Blackhawk came out on top 14-12 for Mike Azadian, Tank Latham. And we have the Walshes, Keith and Curtis here. We also have Big Country, Ryan Garazunas back at the studios. Thank you all for listening tonight. You've been listening to the best of Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio.
Thanks for tuning in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game was brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio. 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM and AM 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.